them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. How's everyone doing? Wealthiest rising. Wealthiest rising, everyone. Thank you for being here. Come on in. Come on and do the locomotion with me. Alright, so as y'all know, we had a mishap yesterday, right? So, what ended up happening, well, it wasn't a mishap. It was actually a great day. But I didn't make it here. Let me give me some chapstick. The reason why is because I ended up going to get my trailer. I had police contact twice yesterday. Non-emergency police contact. Which was funny. Alright, let me put this up here real quick. Which was funny because I started off my day thinking that I was going to get something done and it was going to be quick, right? Wasn't quick at all. It was a lot of running back and forth. And as y'all know, I was working on my trailer and I had to get the trailer together because I didn't have the title or a tag for it, and so I couldn't move it until I got a title and a tag, right? Anyway, I went to go do that. Got over there. First of all, it wasn't in the place where it used to be because they done changed everything around, and so the building is destroyed, and now they're putting the Conyers courthouse is in the same location, but they expanded it. So hi Hawk Mad, hi, welcome, thank you for being here. They're expanding the Conyers courthouse. So I happened to see a police officer, and I asked the police officer, I said, where's the building at? Because I know I'm not tripping. I thought it was here, you know. Where's the building? Anyway, he said they're tearing it down. It's 1088 something something or another, right? I remember the 1088. Anyway, so I get over there. He says the old Bank of America building. Fine. Get in there. Beautiful building. Love that for them. It's right down the street from the courthouse, but it seems like they got a better building, and they got a lot of new young black people working in there, right? Anyway, long story short, go to the window. They got the little machine where you get the number. Everybody's moving along pretty swiftly. Everything's going good. So I get to the window, to the guy, and I give him everything that I have, you know, to try to switch this trailer over. Now, there was a tag that was on the trailer that you couldn't see barely, but, you know, we was going to do what we needed to do. I took my iPad with me because I took a bigger screenshot, something that was closer up, and, you know, anyway, so he calls the supervisor. The supervisor is a black lady. She's very, very nice, and she says, well, you're going to have to take this form and just go ahead and call the police. Let them know that you need them to look at your trailer. Make sure there's no VIN numbers on it or no identification numbers on it. And then after they do that, make sure he fills out this paper. Make sure that he checks. I don't have one, Hawk Mad. She said, make sure I don't have one. She said, make sure he fills out this paper. Make sure that he puts there's no identification on it. She said, because what they're going to try to do is nothing, right? Something is being revealed to you. Not necessarily because something is in it, but because you finally see him for what it is. Alright, I'm gonna say this. Alright, so there's a longer title, but I'm gonna give y'all this, okay, for now. So that way we can change it. Alright, anyway, so she said most of the time they try not to do anything, but make sure, because he's going to give you the runaround, try to send you back with this paper with nothing on it. Make sure he puts no identification on it, right? Anyway, long story short, I leave from there. I call the police like I'm supposed to, like she said. And then, yes, sir. So he shows up, black cop. He rings the doorbell. I go to the garage because I pulled the trailer to the front yard. Anyway, long story short, he's already looking at me crazy because he's wondering why I went the other way. Because, bitch, you know, I can't. Anyway, so I proceed to tell him that I need you to look the trailer over. The lady said, sign this paper. If you can't find a VIN number, put no VIN on it. And that's all I need, right? He's like, no, we don't do that because if there's no identification on it, there's nothing for me to do. Okay, well, she said make sure that you put no something or another on it. Well, that's not how we do that, and I'm gonna go check them. I said, well, she told me you was gonna try to do nothing, but she told me make sure you sign this paper and put no identification on it. Well, that's not what we normally do, and so I'm gonna do it for you this one time, but that's not what we normally do. I said, did you look at the trailer to see if there was any identification on it? There's nothing for me to do. They're supposed to give you something. I said, no. She told me to give you this paper. You sign it. Then they'll give it to me then. And then for me to come back. But be mindful that he said he was going to check their asses. Because that's the most important part in this whole entire story. Anyway, so long story short, he signs the paper, goes to his vehicle, takes my ID, goes to his vehicle, runs my name probably. Goes to his vehicle, comes the fuck back with the paper. Never looked at my trailer. Now, trailer could be stolen or anything else. I got it from my neighbor, so I trust my neighbor. But mind you, trailer could be stolen or anything. Just so y'all know. Nigga never looked at it, signed the paper, and I'm back off to going to the motor V. So when I get in there to the title place, when I get in there, I get the number and I go back to the same location. So I tell them, the dude did exactly what you said he was going to do. He didn't want to look at the trailer, and he said they're not supposed to do that. That's not what they do. And I also said, because when he said he was going to check them, I said, well, that's fine, because you can go with me. I'm leaving. Soon as you give me my paper, I'm going back over there. That's what I said to him. He said, well, unfortunately, I have more of these to do. But what I forgot to tell y'all was when I left the building the first time, no, because I'm in the middle of the story, so hold on. Anyway, so he didn't want to go with me when I was going over there. Anyway, so I told the people, I said, because the supervisor is now still here with the guy that's doing my stuff. I said, he didn't look at my trailer for one. He tried to do exactly what you was going to do for two. When you said that he was going to try to send me back over here without that paper being signed. He tried that, but I told him specifically that you said that, right, no identification on it. Anyway, the most important part of this story, ma'am, is that he said he was going to come over here to check y'all. That was the most important part. She said, check who? I said, he said he was coming to check y'all because y'all don't know what y'all doing, and they tired of, people having the same issue back and forth. Yeah, because that's what the nigga said. Anyway, she gave me the paper, the tag, the little metal thing that I'm supposed to put on the trailer, and my paper, and she said, you're going to have to call the police back again. Put this on your trailer. Make sure they come and make sure that they put this on, that it's on your trailer. They have to put eyes on it and see that I did it, right? Make sure they sign this paper and this paper. And then you have to come back again. Mind you, this is all day yesterday. This is the run back and forth. So anyway, I was trying to figure out how I was going to fix the metal thing onto the trailer because, of course I'm going to put some screws in it, but I also don't want to I want to make sure it don't fall off. Anyway, long story short, when I'm leaving out of the title place, as soon as I hit the corner, guess who I see coming in? The fucking police officer, right? Because apparently he thought he was going to check on it. because I didn't know he was somebody's supervisor or something, right? I'm glad I told her that part. Anyway, so I leave, I go do what I'm supposed to do. The lady, I come and I go and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna stick this on there. So I call my son and I go to the over here to Ace Hardware, is right down the street from my house. So Ace Hardware down the street, and the person that was in there was just taking so long. He was Spanish and he was just taking so long. And I'm trying to figure out, like, why are you taking so long, sir? But anyway, we got that done. So I needed some glue. I needed some bolts to stick onto it. I needed some paint, because y'all remember I was painting my trailer and everything like that. Anyway, so I grabbed that stuff. I come home, and that's when I called the police back, because now, you know, I was closer to my house, so now I called the police back because it takes a little minute. So I figured I was going to come and I was going to, you know, start putting the stuff on there, and then I was going to wait for the police to come. Thank you so much. So in the middle of me waiting for the police, it's scorching hot, y'all, and I mean scorching hot. So I'm standing outside in my front yard, ain't no trees, no nothing, burning up, trying to put this tag on here, right? So now I gotta go. Thank God I got a Dremel tool, and thank God I got tools, because I done cleaned the area with a Dremel tool, and I done kind of like sanded the parts where the hose is at, because I had to come home first and bang the holes out to make sure of what I need, so left that part out. Anyway, so the hose is nice and clear for me to be able to put the thing on. Trying to get now the screws through there, put the little glue on it, then try to figure out what tool, because the screws are so tiny that now I gotta go find a socket that is that small to be able to put on there, plus the little screw, plus try to figure out how to do it myself. Plus I'm sweating profusely, and when I say profusely, I mean fucking it was hot as I don't know what out there, okay? Alright, so now I'm in the process waiting for the police, but remember the man said he was going to check them, so, and plus he also told me that he was the one doing all this, so I'm thinking he going to come back. He never showed up. A girl showed up. So I got that done and went back over to the title place. Alright, so when I walk in the title place, it's not that many people in there, but there's some girl at the line where the other dude is. So now I get this other lady. Anyway, this lady don't know nothing about what's happening with the thing. So I gave her the paperwork, and I told her, I said, I've been dealing with the guy on the end, and y'all supervisor. I said, did the cop come in here to check y'all? Soon as I said that, the whole office bust out laughing. The dude came from down there because he was done with the girl. The dude that I had been working with the first 2 times came around the corner. The lady that's over here, the supervisor, came around here the corner. She said he came in here, and she said first thing he going to say is, where's the supervisor? She said, and I was waiting on him, because remember I had already told her that he said he was coming. I made sure that the man told her, because I was talking to the dude from the beginning. I told the dude, he said he coming in here to check y'all, so make sure that she know that he coming in here to check y'all, and make sure that you tell her exactly those words, right? Because that's what the nigga said. Anyway, so the supervisor, everybody coming around the corner, and everybody laughing, because she said, yeah, he coming here talking about some, where the supervisor at such and such a thing. And I asked him, he talking about they don't normally do that. And she said, yeah, that's the final decision on it. This is what's going to happen. We talked to the commissioner, and we talked to such and such. She said, then I asked him who was his boss. And he said the name of the commissioner that I'll be talking to that works right here hand in hand with this office, and this is what the decision made. She said he done told his guys that they don't have to fill that paperwork out, and she done told this nigga, yes you do. And I was cracking up, because I know, based off of how his attitude was when he came here, he absolutely despised having a female tell him and be above him about his job, because he tried to tell me, no, listen. No, nigga, you listen. This is what the lady said for you to do. And he's saying we don't do that. Now, just imagine you starting your day off at work and you don't know what the fuck you supposed to... Astaghfirullah, I ain't supposed to be cussing, y'all. I'm gonna stop cussing. But just imagine you starting your day off at work and you don't know. You've been on your job for how many ever years, to where you're such a haughty individual to where nobody can't tell you nothing, because you know for a fact that this is the way it's supposed to be, and you just out here all loud and wrong. And now on your day at work, somebody comes along that basically you feel like you better than, and you can just, kind of dismiss, because people be trying to dismiss people all the time. Don't want to listen. It wouldn't have, cost him nothing, right? To pay attention and listen. But the lady said she told him this. Suppose you come in this office, or suppose somebody stole your trailer. Suppose somebody stole your stuff anyway. And now you out here looking for your stuff, but somebody done went and got your equipment or your something registered under their name, and now you don't have your equipment. Suppose that happened to you. People don't never look at nothing, from the lens of nobody else. It's a lot of people out here that have professional jobs that, oh, I've been on my job for 90,000 years and I know what I'm supposed to do. Don't have no compassion about nobody else. Don't care about nothing else. Because I literally asked that man, I said, did you look at that trailer? Ain't nothing to look at. So technically, this the other thing. So in the process of her saying it, that's what she told him, and this, that, and the third. And they handed me my paperwork and everything, and now I got my tag, and now I can, do what I need to do with the trailer and this, that, and the third. So today I'm gonna put some stuff on and go ahead and get some stuff moving, right? But this is the thing. But I was talking to the guy, because I was trying to figure out what part I was going to say first. Before I left out of there, I made a point to let her know that man never looked at my trailer, just in case y'all wondered. And so when she talked to the commissioner, to let him know that the police officers, the people that y'all employ that's out here, that's supposed to protect and serve, ain't protecting, ain't serving. They just nasty as a MFer. So technically, this is the thing. If I didn't trust my neighbor, right? Because I don't know where my neighbor got it from. He said he didn't had it for years, this, that, and the third, da, 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 da. Because like she told him, it's illegal to put two different registrations on the trailer if the trailer already had a registration. That's why it's important for y'all to look. That's why it's important for you to inspect. That's why it's important for you to sign this paper and put, you observe with your two eyes that there is nothing on this trailer that is stolen or anything else. But meanwhile, they don't care. He didn't care. So I made a point before I left out of that building to also tell her exactly what I said. And somebody could say, that wasn't right, this, that, and the third, and da 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 da. And I felt like even in the process, like it was some things that I could have left out, but I'm glad I didn't. Mind you, I'll be telling y'all all the time in stories, like it be pissing me off when I be watching movies. And y'all watch movies, right? So if y'all watch movies or anything else, it be pissing me off in movies where people leave out pertinent information. It seemed like the whole entire thing could either be avoided or we could wrap this shit the fuck up. Astaghfirullah. We can wrap this up real quick if all the pertinent information is being given. But for some reason, people always leave out the most important parts. And I felt like the most important parts was, he didn't check my trailer. He didn't look at it. He signed that document. He signed the paperwork. Now, the second girl, when she came back, because he didn't come back with him for him, the second girl came back, and all she was supposed to do was inspect to make sure that I put the tag on it. And I did my job, right? But lo and behold, with it, because I never got a chance to flip the trailer over. You see what I'm saying? Remember I told y'all the trailer light, so I could have just tried to stand it up. But I couldn't try to stand it up because it's just me and it wasn't working. But with him being here, it could have been an extra inspection. He could have did his job and went underneath of it and looked at it and everything else. Da 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 da. But anyway, the pertinent information was this. He said he was coming over here to check y'all because he thought he was, above somebody else, and that he thought he had this thing sold up to where, he can come and check somebody. And the fact that he drove over there showed that he had an arrogance about him, that, he thought he was going to come check somebody, because she even said the way he walked in the door, talking about a supervisor, like he thought he was right. But mind you, common sense would have said, and this is why I keep saying common sense ain't so common. Common sense should have told this man, like, it makes sense for me to look over something. Nobody should have to explain to you in kindergarten terms, and you a grown man, you a public servant, you out here already on the job. Common sense should have already told you that you wouldn't like for your stuff to be stolen, taken somewhere else, bust down. Normally, and if you done been on a job that where you supervising to where you're telling your guys that they don't have to do something, nobody in that group of, people, officers to protect and serve, nobody in that group thought that it was strange that why are we not doing our job? Why are we not looking over, any of the stuff? Why are we not doing the thing that we need to do in order to be able to, make sure that people are safe, or make sure that stuff is not being stolen? And part of the reason why a lot of stuff like is being stolen, and I just seen something else yesterday, and it said that they're making it easier for people to lie, cheat, and scam, basically. You know what I'm saying? But I see why, because the people who are supposed to be enforcing the rules about lying, cheating, scamming are at the top. That's how they got there. Lying, cheating, scamming. So anyway, do with that information what you will. So my day was spent yesterday. I had 2 or 3 non-emergency police contacts, security, of that nature, but it was also about identification and stuff like that. Because if we read in the earth, or we read in earth school, or we read in the messages that are us, I woke up early. I mean, so very early. And when in my mind, I'm thinking, you got enough time to do this, 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 and this. I had a whole schedule, which I was supposed to be here also. And then all of a sudden, I got pulled this way. The video that I was doing in the morning that I needed to get done, because I already had a certain amount of time to do that. Mind you, I had plenty of time to do it, but for some reason, it just ran longer than, I was expecting. Then that it was this happened, and then this happened, and then I got on a different route, doing something different than what I would normally do. And it's okay to started complaining, or or just started whatever that would be that people pulled everywhere. But it was back and forth. It required me to do this trailer to the title office. I said because I didn't have all the proper documentation, so I didn't want to do it. He said because you could have just called the police back and forth, over there, which I didn't even know it was going to be a back and forth thing. You see what I'm saying? So I would have had to know that was going to happen on top of that. But initially, then he was like, well, you would have been fine, taking the trailer as long as you was doing this. But, I wanted to make sure that I had the proper documentation. So that might also be another thing, in the world. Proper documentation. Knowing what's what. Being able to, right? So what I said to my son after that, I said, I know I have one of those, it's a stamper, right? It stamps into metal, because y'all know I was in trucking for forever and a day. And I remember us having to do something to one of the other trailers, put an identification on it, because same scenario. Sometimes stuff is too long. This is the other thing. In the process of me getting proper identification, it's also mislabeling of things too, because my trailer, because we don't know where it came from, we don't know what year it was, they just put like 2008 or something on it. They put a homemade trailer on it. I know it's not a homemade trailer, but it got labeled as something that it wasn't, and that was only because we found a trailer that was closest, whatever, when they started writing stuff down. And so that's the other thing. I got the proper identification, but also it's being misled. It's being redirected or reclassified because we don't know what it was. And just think about how many things in the universe right now that's actually falling under. That is actually happening. Hi, Aaron. Love you. Thank you for being here. How's your morning? So right now, I have the proper documentation, but also the identity is not correct, because we don't know where it came from. We don't know. We couldn't find what was on there, and then it was a whole lot of other stuff that was happening, in the midst of even calling the proper authorities and, trying to do the right thing. How can you do the right thing when you're the only person trying to do the right thing? So there's that. Anyway, collective. Today is, what's today? August 14th, sorry. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Okay, period. She said, doing good, girl. Getting ready for bed. And period. I hope you have the best rest ever. Mind you, I had a good night's rest too, and I don't know why I was dreaming about people that, in real life, like, why the fuck are you in my dream? Anyway, so there was that. I came last night after everything was said and done, and I got the stuff that I needed to do. Because I'm gonna go outside today, and I was thinking, I'm probably gonna take y'all with me, but it was pretty freaking hot out there. Because there's some stuff I need to pack up, and in the process, I ended up making one of the bolts bigger because, I wonder if my neighbor's available, y'all. Anyway, so I had a whole plan and a whole day of everything that I wanted to get done yesterday, and I ended up having to do that. And so that was what was happening. So last night I ended up doing putting a lock on, like one of the pull locks that hold the trailer back up, although I don't know how to actively do it. My mailbox is still knocked down, just so y'all know. So that was the other thing. So that meant that for days I wasn't getting mail. So we got that happening too. So today is August 14th, 2026, just so y'all know. Alright, so I feel like my nose ring is doing something, but alright. Collective, you're not stuck, you're being redirected. What no longer fits in is being revealed, okay? What no longer fits is being revealed. Collective, today something is being revealed to you, not necessarily because something is ending, but because you are finally seeing it for what it is. That should be the whole entire full title, but it wouldn't fit on the thing. So the title's always right. Take it how it resonates. You've been asking, why isn't this moving? Why is everything so slow? That's the thing that I've been going through. And anybody, if y'all here and y'all, got a word for me, please give it to me, because, I'm waiting on one, right? And so this is the thing. When I was at the wash bowl this morning, brushing my teeth, I'm over here thinking, I've been actively talking to God about something. But then I was thinking, don't be so selfish. Like, you know what? It's people in the world that got more problems than you. And here you are, trying to figure out why God ain't listening, or, maybe God is listening. Majestic Grace, happy Friday. I love you. Thank you for being here. Aaron's on TikTok too, just so you know. And if either one of y'all got anything to say about this, let me know, because, I don't want to ever feel like I'm being, what's the word I want to use? I wanted to say discouraged, but I don't think that's the word. I'm grateful, because I'm always grateful for my life and everything else, just so y'all know. I'm thankful for being here. I love my surroundings. I love, my life. I'm ecstatic for, what tomorrow is to hold. But something is happening, because, again, what I was at the wash bowl this morning saying, like, God be busy. And who am I to be like, okay, I'm at the PC, I can be in both places. Okay, thank you. And who am I to be, even taking up God's time, with my little whatever that is. And of course, it's important to me, and it's big to me. But people have bigger problems. People are, and maybe it's the world, because this is another thought that came through my mind. Maybe there's so many prayers that are going up into the system that, what they say, tell them what you want. They said Jesus on the main line. Tell them what you want. Oh, call him up, tell them what you want. So everybody's on the main line, calling up and letting, giving out and Jesus says at the right hand side of God. So maybe he at the, the switchboard, the phone switchboard or something. I don't know. Either way, that's what the song say. Or they could just be the people that thinking Jesus is God. Anyway, I love the song still. And call him up, right? So if I got to talk to the man sitting next to the man, I'm cool with that too, especially if the man sitting next to the man is going to deliver the messages like they supposed to. Because I delivered my message like I was supposed to yesterday, and it had just the effect that needed to be had, because the commissioner is down and going to get involved, and these niggas not doing their fucking job properly. So either way, I was the man sitting next to the man that said what the hell they said, and I wouldn't deliver the message, and I did my due diligence to make sure I gave the pertinent information, and it worked. Somebody could have just said, she out this bitch, a stuffer law. Excuse me for the cuss words. She out here snitching and is. Where do harm at? Do harm tell you? Because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I'll be telling. And I'm going to tell some shit. Although I be not telling some stuff. But I done learned that you got to tell some shit. Stuff for love. Like, why is you cussing? Stop the cuss words. You got to tell some stuff in order to get some stuff changed. Okay? And that's what I'm saying. All right? So, collective, something is being revealed to you, not necessarily because something is ending, but because you are finally seeing it for what it is. Isn't it amazing when we can see a situation, a person, a circumstance for what it actually is? You know how they'll say to you, you don't see things how they are, you see things how you are. Well, what if I finally am straightening myself out? Because like I said, one of the things that I've always noticed in movies, because I would be sitting watching a movie with somebody, and the first thing I would say, Leona, hi, welcome, thank you for being here. The first thing I would say is, Majestic Grace, you see that? The first thing I would say is this. Why did they not tell that part of the information? And then I started to notice a pattern. If y'all watch movies at all, period, watch the movies. Watch how the people who's supposed to be telling something never tell the most pertinent information that we could go ahead and fix this. Because if you knew this, you could adjust it to this. Anyway, you've been asking, why isn't this moving? Why does this keep happening? Why do I feel like I'm between the old life and the new one? Like in the middle. It's like, what is it? Toroidal field? Like, you know what? It is the 8, but when it's written like this, it's the space where this happens. It looked like this, y'all, just in case y'all don't know. Call him up, tell him what you want. Oh, thank you. I'm so thankful to be here with you. I appreciate the work that you do, sending love and positive energy and vibes your way. Amen and thank you. All right, so y'all, that's my name, because I be still having to write my name. All right, we got some numbers here, because I love when I be doing this too. 4, 5, 8, and 12. All right, take it how it resonates. If it's important, do with them information what you will, but that's the number that's on here. All right, so we got goals. Call him up, tell him what you want. All right, let me do this professionally and stop playing. All right, so it looks like this, y'all. All right, I don't like this. Let me take this out, because I hate when I do stuff, and we're going to use that as the scratch paper. So it looks like this. And we got Om. Om is the universal signal of the world, of the universe, okay? Om, okay? So tune the frequency, all of that good stuff. All right, so now let me see. Like, this is the sweet spot, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm over here producing my art. And then I hear, can you hear me? I got the hook up. Holla if you hear me. Master P vibes. Alright, it's this area right here. This is what I'm saying. Alright. Alright. So now, this is the drawing. So, this is the area in the middle right here where all the action takes place. Alright. So do with that information what you will. I'm going to sit this right here, because this might be manifestation day. Alright, so because you're in a realignment period, alright, stop trying to force what you've already outgrown. So it's like moving from one area to the next area. It's the transition between books. You know how you already finish a book, if anybody that reads, you finish a book and then you're saying, I gotta go figure out what book I want to read. Maybe you already have another book already planned out, but sometimes, you may have another book already planned out, and then something supercalifragilisticexpialidocious pops into the system, and you didn't know that this book existed, so you start to put this book in front of this book. Or some of y'all may read a lot and you can read multiple books at the same time. I don't know, but I be trying to limit my one thing at a time. And I ain't really an avid book reader. I like listening to audibles and things of that nature, so I'll be getting it done, but you know, the new age way. Anyway, long story short, you wanted to finish this book. You finished this book out, so we done already done that. You may reference it. It's like how I reference back to The Secrets or The Power of Now. Like, those are several books that I love. And at any given time when I start feeling like there's something that, you know, maybe I need to revisit, then I go back and I listen to it again, and then I hear something that I didn't hear before, or maybe something that was pertinent to now but it wasn't pertinent then. So it's like almost, or it's just a refresher in my brain, because it'd be a lot of times when you know something and you just forgot it, but you hear it again, and then now it's that was a stutter, and now it's a, you know, fresh new on your mind, and now it puts you into a certain mindset. So this is the other thing. Cleanliness is next to godliness, right? So something happened the other day, and it was feng shui. I love feng shui, right? I try to make sure that it's something that I pay attention to, that it's something that I follow, right? And not all the time is it something that's on the forefront of my brain, because, you know, I got other stuff to think about, and I'll be having other stuff that I'll be wishing to do, right? But either way, I want to make sure that my life is full of, you know, feng shui, like alignment and things of that nature, right? So anyway, a guy happened to come across the screen, and he said he was excited about feng shui. And he said that he was teaching about, you know, what he was learning about feng shui, and he said that his closet was cluttered up. And he said he was reading that when certain areas of your life are cluttered up and you start to clean them up, it would start to move stuff. So he said he cleaned out his closet, feng shuied it, and, you know, it was still full of stuff, but it was organized now. And he said all of a sudden his money went through the roof, like his business ramped up, right? And he said it took 2 months, you know, into the process. We be needing what we be needing now, but anyway, you'll hear whatever it is that you need to hear. So as he was saying that, it started to remind me, because I said I gotta clean out my garage, right? And I've been saying it for a while, so I started doing it the other day. But also, it's stuff that I need to get rid of that, you know, is just here, and I can just take it, burn it, and then I gotta move this stuff. But then also the trailer, I was waiting for the trailer to get done. Anyway, long story short, it put feng shui back on the forefront of my mind, and then it started to make me wonder, started to remind me, like, cleanliness is next to godliness. A lot of times, like, we don't realize that. Thank you, Abby Grace. A lot of times we don't realize that sometimes the environment, our environment, is trying to show us, you know, where the blockage is, or what's actively happening, right? That we need to clean this up, or we need to do this. And it's one of those things that I always try to remind myself, and it's something that I try to stick in my brain. My favorite scripture is this: to whom much is given, much will be required. Because I have been given a lot, right? To whom much is given, much will be required. But then there's something else that happens behind that. It is those who are faithful with a little, God will grant you more, or something to that effect. I don't know what the actual, you know, thing is, but it's the thing. When you're faithful with a little, you can be granted more, because God sees that you appreciate the things that you appreciate, that you have, right? And so in the process, you know, because I'm trying to figure out what I need to do in order to put myself on the new track. Because I can't go back to, you know, oh, well, you used to have this, or this used to be in the system, or da 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 da. Everything that I'm going to do now is going to be brand new. There is no, you know, oh, I want what I used to have, this, that, and the third, based off of, you know, anything, because it's not here no more. The lesson was, you know, you learned whatever you needed to learn. You have grown in a way that you needed to grow past whatever, you know, that was. And now it's something new. Now it is, you know, the lesson on doing what you need to do, either for yourself, or, you know, when the new people come in, or when there are some people that are worthy of doing whatever, to make sure that you don't do whatever XYZ again, right? Anyway, long story short, you're in a realignment period. So this is the realignment period. This is the moment from what it used to be going into this, and there's a transition in between here where it almost feels daunting or overwhelming, or you may be questioning, or there are some questions that, you may be being asked. There may be people, circumstances, and situations that are trying to, either pull on you over here or try to pull on you over here. Because that's what the energy does. Either somebody trying to pull you back, and one of the things I tell y'all all the time, don't let nobody take you back down to levels you done already leveled up from. Because old things, old people, old situations will try to spin the block on you. And we're not allowing that to happen. So then one of the other things that I've been, actively, thinking and talking about and having at the forefront of my mind, because you're only as old as you think. You're only as old as you feel. You're only as old as, whatever, right? So in our society and things of that nature, they try to automatically put on you, like, because I see people in the 30s doing it. And I be thinking, y'all fucking 30, y'all are 30 years old. How are you saying, and I get it that your body starts to change and stuff starts to happen, this, that, and the third, but mind over matter. Mind over matter, and that's what's important in this moment. Because I feel like, and I said it multiple times, how come in our world, right, and y'all probably done seen this yourselves, a person can be absolutely healthy, right, and then they go to the doctor and the doctor tells them something, and then all of a sudden they start just declining, because now all of a sudden that spell has been put over top of them, and now it is, oh, you got 32 days to live because now you got da 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 da, whatever it is, right? But mind you, if you never knew that, if they never said that, you was out here looking real healthy, doing everything that you was, supposed to be doing. So in the process, I said, when I turned 50, I didn't feel 50. So how is it that during, what they're saying and the way I feel ain't matching up? But mind you, it's also because I know that God ain't done with me yet. I know that I ain't done with this world yet. I know I got stuff that I wish to do. There's stuff that I'm putting into the universe for me to actively do, and I gotta do it with happy, healthy, wealthy, abundant body, mind, and spirit. So I'm not going to let nobody speak elderly things into my life. I'm not going to put myself in sickness or around sickness in order for me to now absorb or develop sickness. And so this is where also, even now, I'm checking my energy, right? Because this is the thing. If I am experimenting on myself, because, we've been conditioned to do this, I want to decondition myself to think that, do that, put myself in that, around that, and I want to elevate, right? To my spiritual body, my physical body being in tune with my spiritual body, my mental body being in tune with my spiritual and my physical body. And a lot of times, people will speak things over top of us, and it could be harmless, you know what I'm saying? They may not know, you may not know, we may not know. And this is the thing, we don't, because of the fact that we're still learning, we're still growing, we're still developing, we're still, in this simulation, right? And then you find out that, oh, you thought that this was happening, and then this is not what's happening. I keep coming across so many different science said this in 1902, and then in 2026, that ain't right. We put so much of our lives, our mind, our physical and spiritual body, and give them control over telling us, oh, at 50, you're supposed to be decrepit and about to get in a burial and this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, biblical days and biblical times, people was running around here, and apparently they're saying if it was a lie, they told it. Now, the only thing that I would see different is this, that our environment has changed. But imagine somebody trying to tell you that a nigga lived to be 800 and something years old. A man lived to be 800 and something years old, Methuselah, right? Or 900 something years old, with no health care, no doctors, no, whatever it is they're saying. So yeah, our environment has changed, but it also seems like things have gotten better. So you mean to tell me with the things that they did better, you mean to tell me we can't live to be a whole lot longer or a whole lot older? Or is it that that's what they're putting into the system for us, So with that being said, it's a lot of stuff. Hi, Mike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It's a lot of stuff, and age ain't nothing but a number, what they say, but this ain't even a thing. Age and wisdom don't go hand in hand like people be trying to tell you. It should, but also it does it because we have to remember that our environment, the people who, the powers that be, are always actively trying to figure out a way to make us decline or make us not see the truth for what it is. Anyway, stop trying to force what you've outgrown. This chapter, this book is already over, done with, closed, and now you're in that spot where it may feel like this or it may be doing this. I totally feel that, and I totally resonate. Okay, so you may be noticing people differently. Situations that once felt normal may suddenly feel uncomfortable. Things that you used to tolerate no longer make sense to you. Because in my mind, somebody said it the other day, and I think they was using it to be funny, but it was a fact. Do y'all remember? Because this is how my school was. In school, it used to be the people who had a higher IQ, y'all may be in smarter classes and this, that, and the third, AP classes, I think that's what they call them now, or what did they call them back in the day? I don't know. Anyway, and then the people who were little special went to special ed, special education. But either way, y'all classes, gifted or talented, that's what it is, gifted or talented. And so the people that was in special ed, they went to special ed, and y'all would be separated by the things that, by the advancements of the people. And then all of a sudden people started saying, well, that's not fair because they're being labeled as special ed, and so they should be in classes with regular people and this, that, and the third. Well, if you're special ed, then that means that you learn on a slower level than other people, or maybe you learn differently. So maybe that might be the thing, the label that they put on it. So maybe it might have been a different level of learning or a different way of learning. But either way, it should have still stayed the same, because those teachers that could work with these people, because it's like autism. For some reason, people think that people with autism are, slow, but that's not what I've ever thought about nobody that is autistic. The people that I be seeing that are autistic on a level of, listen, they be smart in just their own way, and I promise you, in my mind, the way I be looking at them, you can see that they know what you be talking about. So I feel like they just is on a different level, or on a different whatever that is, but slow or anything else, they definitely is not. And I done told y'all before, because my mom has an autistic child, and literally, like, this kid did some, whiz kid stuff on my TV before, and none of us that's supposed to be, labeled as normal, figured out what this kid did. And mind you, I stopped trying to figure out what he did, because I wasn't going to treat him like, oh, he accidentally. No, I gave him back the remote, and here, you fix it. And guess what he did? Fixed it, and laughed at everybody while he was fixing it. So ain't nobody going to tell me that, there's nothing slow about him, because when he be doing stuff, he be laughing while he be doing it. So in my mind, it's just a different learning. And so maybe it was, trying to figure out how they learn. Also, once upon a time, a lady thought that her child was not picking up English or, something very well. Lo and behold, the child, she said, wow, and they strong too. That's another thing. So maybe it's figuring out what their strong suits are, or playing into, because it be some that be good with numbers. You remember the Rain Man and this, that, and the third, but that be a real thing. So a lady was thinking that her child wasn't talking, right? Lo and behold, the child knew a whole nother language, was learning a whole nother language from the parent. And that's the thing, like, they'll automatically think that you're supposed to be this, because they want to keep everybody in this. But mind you, you moving over into a new area, a new chapter, a new book, something different, because they always want to be in somebody else's business. And the powers that be, or people, period. But anyway, the long story short, People should be with their people. People should be able to grow and advance. And so if your IQ is a little bit higher than everybody else's, guess what? You should be able to not be bored in the classes with the other people over here that ain't learning as fast. If you good at this, then you should be, hi everybody, welcome, thank you for being here. Y'all please hit that like button, thank you, and don't forget, say hey or something. Hey. Anyway, happy Friday. I love y'all. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with me. So thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all, and hopefully I am able to articulate, what I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to give y'all, the way that I'm supposed to. So I appreciate y'all for being here. I see y'all. I love y'all. But if you learn this way, because this is the thing. For as smart as I am at all the grades and everything that I done been through, and I could pass, with flying colors, I had to learn how to learn, right? Because of this. I don't learn like everybody else, or I can't be taught like everybody else. So if somebody is doing something, I have to kind of figure out, because I may catch it right away, because I'm quick also at picking up something. I can do anything, just so y'all know. And that ain't like, I can do anything. Show me one time, I'll figure out how to, manipulate it in my life and for me, and then I'm off to the races. I love that about me. I love to learn. But there's a thing. The way certain people teach stuff, I don't get it that way. And I can say that based off the fact that I ain't no mathematician, right? But literally, a person taught me based off of how they could teach me and how I was able to learn based off the stuff that I, know. And I aced the whole test, and that's another thing about me that I love. So far on everything, I did real estate, I did medical assistant, I did aesthetics, I did anything that I had to take a test on and pass and get a certification. I did it the first time. I never had to redo. And mind you, I be getting high numbers and high scores on it. So that's another thing. I love that about me. Anyway, long story short, I can still say that I have challenges even in that, because as they're teaching us something, I may not be able to get it. And also in aesthetics, the color wheel, which is something that goes along into our universe. For some reason, I have yet to master makeup blending on a color wheel. But the thing is this. If I apply myself, because really, honestly, maybe that's one of the things, I never thought it was all that important. I was never into makeup. I grew up during an era and time where you didn't do that. Only girls that needed, to do that did that. Now it's a thing. Everybody does it. It is just the aesthetic. Makeup goes on. It'd be young, cute girls that should not be having face caked up with makeup, but guess what? It's the aesthetic. But in my life and in my world, and it could be a real thing. In my age, at 50, I was taught that stuff ages you. So if you put that on your skin, it's going to end up, you're going to be looking like you 90 when you only 40. You're going to be looking like you're 40 when you're only 12. And so, maybe it does, maybe it don't. I don't know. That's just what I learned. And so I grew up in an era where makeup wasn't really all that important. But now it's the thing. If you don't show up with your face beat, then, why are you here? You're not a part of, the end society, because you're supposed to be able and know to do that. And I love that for everybody. I'm glad, but, I didn't grow up like that. I didn't grow up thinking that was a thing. You got to have an extra layer of skin on your face from, a makeup product or something could be, cute. But I ain't judging, because I love that. They be looking good. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, so awareness. Awareness is what is important. The collective... my watch is magnetic, picking up the damn butter knife. And y'all know I had this because my keys be stuck right now from all that tea that got dropped in there. Anyway, the collective is being called to clean up the foundation before building to the next level. So what needs to be cleaned up in your area, in your life, in your house, in your mind? Because, brain fog and clutter is another thing. Like having to worry about this, that, or the third. Everything. So what needs to be cleaned up at this moment in time. So I don't know what the heck, but that's just funny as to how that hit, and then all of a sudden it just threw everything. Request comment. Do you think wearing makeup? Y'all, y'all think wearing makeup makes you look older? Because apparently it's telling me to request some comments. Like y'all not talking enough for the AI is telling me to tell y'all. Answer something, y'all. I am cracking up that that's happening. I'm wondering why that's happening across there. Anyway, so today don't ask how do I make this happen? Ask how does this still belong in the life that I'm becoming? Is any of this important into your life? Into your next chapter, your new chapter, the next phase, situations and circumstances, is it relevant? You know? Because sometimes the blessing isn't the thing that you're waiting to receive. Sometimes the blessing is finally realizing what you don't need anymore. Now, how many people can identify with that? That's a real question, because this is the thing. And I've said this before. Y'all, it's people in my life that I thought that at a certain point in time I wouldn't be able to live without. I'm glad to see that nobody floated away. Girl, Mike, definitely. Mind you, that was funny because that was all I seen up leading until that day. That this was on the menu. Like, it's going to be this, that, and third, and people's going to be, but mind you, it was scientific until then. Some makeup is horrendous. You ain't never lied. And that's all facts. So, I had people that I thought that at 20, I wouldn't be able to live without. But at 50, I could not care. And that's the thing. Like, think about the people that at some point in time in your life that you thought that you just was not going to make it. If these people was not around, if, you weren't involved in this group, or if, this family member was, whatever. Aaron said some makeup is a catfish. You ain't never lied, Aaron, at all, period. Because some people be looking different. Like, makeup be doing, like the girl that be looking like Rihanna. Y'all seen her? She looked like Rihanna without the with the makeup. But without the makeup, that is no Rihanna. But anyway, it's the aesthetic. Today's moment in time, today everything is about the aesthetic. People are going to miss. Some people are going to lose a good thing over aesthetic. Mike said makeup is sorcery. You ain't never lied. But sometimes it's good magic. I like it. Because some people like really do look good with makeup. But that's probably all. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But some men be upset after they behold it, certain things, and take them home. And then when they wake up with something different. That's why I be loving the fact that, and not to say nothing because everybody do what they do, but I love that I can be this at this moment in time. And that means it can only get better from here. Like, if you like what you see right now, just imagine if it gets glammed up, dolled up, this, that, and the third. Imagine, whatever. So if you can love me like this, then, you can love me. Because it only gets better from here. If you don't like what you see, then go on and get. Either way, have you ever thought also in the process that you would ever be without something? Like, you thought you couldn't live without it, and then you thought you couldn't live without it, and now look at you, living without it. Yeah, that's me. Mind you, even sometimes you still, Aaron said it is. And it's not to say that you might not think about it. It's not to say, but you just know that I can love you and never, ever see you ever again in life. That's the growth. It don't mean I hate you. It don't mean anything. It just means that, life has done this and we have to grow this way, that way, or the third. Take it how it resonates. Either way, I definitely know and have had that feeling before. Did I don't wish, mind you, even when a person said something to me the other day, like, I wish we could have worked it out, this, then, a third, like, but then where would that be? Then where would we be? You see what I'm saying? Like, for me, I feel like my growth has far surpassed that relationship or what that person could have, tried to give me in life. And so it is a thing where, what's the word? The word where you could do better, elevation. But mind you, at that time, in that moment in time, that was everything. And so, ambition. They gonna love me for my ambition, right? And so that's another thing. Some people will also hate you for your ambition. Some women be transforming, and you ain't never lied, because I'm telling you, the Rihanna one is definitely one of those things. So the same thing that they love you for can also be the same thing that you could be hated for as well, just so you know. Because they will love you for your ambition, but as soon as it starts to take you or elevate you way higher or ahead of them, they don't love that no more. They wish you just, stop and slow down and this, that, and a third. So I'm going to say something to y'all, because it just reminded me the other day when I told y'all I love Blueface, right? Although I be wanting to smack, the fire from him sometimes in real life, because of the fact that, certain things is just, he's going to learn with growth, right? And so he said, the girl called, Neville called her, and she was crying, talking about something. You just going to leave me in this house pregnant by myself. And he said, bitch, went astaghfirullah, but this is what he said, so I'm going to say his words. He said, bitch, the same way you was out here fucking on me while I had a girl in here pregnant, he said, I'm going to treat you the same exact way as I treated that bitch. All y'all bitches going to be treated the same. And until I find a bitch that can get me to do better, all y'all bitches going to be treated the same. That's what he said, right? Now, one thing is this. I get it, and this is the reason why I feel like sometimes you can't go back, because I love, like, him and Krishan's relationship, and I already said to everybody, like, they should all live in the same house. If all the kids come out to be his, put them all in the same house, because at this point, y'all just ain't doing nothing but mixing, germs anyway. So at this point, there's that. But when he said something else that I totally disagree with, because he said, somebody thinks that they're different from other people. People can grow. And this is where the women have to realize, like, you can love somebody, because I'm sure they all love him, but when, like, Krishan growing, doing boxing, this, that, and the third, you can tell that she has grown. If she lets him set her back because she don't see where, if this is who he's going to be, then I got to go and do something else, and stop putting yourself in that. Because for me, I see that everybody's playing in everybody's face. Everybody, like, right now, this world is for likes. This world is for follows. This world is for subscribes. This is what this world has become. And so if entertainment is paying me for treating you dirty, and you allow me to treat you dirty, then for the love of money, I'm going to keep treating you dirty. If you know that you deserve better, then you have to kind of get yourself out of the rat race of, everything that is, right? And so one of the things that I see in this world is this. Most of the people who are, that they put on at any given time, are very mean individuals. Like, people become famous for being nasty, being mean, doing the most ungodliest. Aaron said, I do not like that man. A lot of people don't like him. The only reason why I like him is because he's honest. And so, like, if he's only doing what people allow you to do. He's the prime example of, you can only do what a person allows you to do. And sooner or later, with age and growth, these girls will all leave him to his own devices, because at this point, yeah, I'm lobbying for him, putting them in the same house. But guess what I'm lobbying for the girls to do? I'm honestly lobbying for every woman that ever runs across him to leave him. because of the fact that he's only gonna do what y'all are allowing him to do. Like, ain't no way I'm allowing no man to sit in my face and call me out my name every day. Like, you can't be my man if that's what you want to do. You calling me out of my name every day and it's the B word. Like, I don't care who you think you are. You're not gonna do that. They need to find their brains. Yes. And so this is the thing. As long as they're stuck in that situation, and he need to put them all in one house, because guess what? The kid's going to be able to be better because of this. Because one thing he do, well, I'm starting to see something else in him, because pretty soon, that girl going to get him locked up for child abuse, because literally he keep putting his feet on people, and I never condone. Please keep your hands and feet down on the ground. And he done started this little thing where he's kicking people. And even if it's a baby kick or this, that, and the third, keep your feet on the ground, sir. So Blueface better learn to keep his feet on the ground, or that's going to be the thing that gets him sent to prison. Because I done seen multiple clips on him putting his feet on her and that little boy, and that's going to be his downfall. Mind you, Nevaeh is definitely going to be his downfall, because that girl's going to get him locked up. Yeah, I saw him kick them in the pool. And yeah, he was playing, but one thing about me is don't put your feet on me. You see what I'm saying? And this is the thing. People do a lot of ignorant, ill stuff under the guise of, I'm playing. Don't put your feet on me. Don't spit on me. Don't mess with me when I'm asleep. Don't mess with my food. Those are all the things that will get you cut real quick. Like, I'm not laughing. I don't find no jokey joke in it. It's not a prank. It's not a nothing. You prank my food. You prank my sleep. You put your feet on me in a way. Like, listen. You're up out of here. She said, and the way they always call the folks on him, he should think twice about how he played. And he should. That's also one of the things. This is the other thing that I've noticed, and this is with people. The only people I even care about talking, because little do they realize his mom is the one that's talking. That's the one that I pay attention to. Because in real life, he know he's somebody that can go to jail, right? And so who can he trust, although he can't trust nobody? You see what I'm saying? Who can you trust when you can't trust nobody? He don't trust his mom, but he has to trust his mom, because his mom is definitely going to do the thing that she needs to do for him. He can't trust Jaden, but he has to trust Jaden because Jaden has the first couple kids by him. So in real life, when the mom started talking, this is what I paid attention to. The mom said that those businesses, 6-op, PSYOP, 6-op, is what they call it. It's toxic backwards, right? Call it 6-op. The mom said that Jaden is part owner in that business. So with that being said, he already secured what he needed to secure. His oldest 2 kids are secure. His mom and her. She said literally she can go and put anything she want on that network right now. So that lets you know that he don't trust neither one of them, but them is the only 2 that he know he can trust if he go to jail. So with that being said, all of the women need to be careful, because this is the thing. When a man starts to secure his money, pay attention to who he starts to secure his money with. I don't care if you live with me till, kingdom come. Pay attention to who he secures his money with. And it ain't neither one of them other 2 girls, regardless of the fact somebody can love you for forever, or, heart everything, but pay attention to who they secure their money with. Pay attention to what the mom is dropping jewels that ain't nobody listening. Everybody out here with the, narrative, oh, he loved this, then the third. Y'all, what has love done for you? What love got to do with it? Just think about the culture that you're talking to, and that, because for somebody that's older, love may have everything to do with it. I love you, and so I want to make sure that you're well taken care of. I'm this, then the third. He secured, that girl has ownership. And so even when she just did that weird stuff to him, Jaden, she just did that weird stuff to him recently with the other dude. Regardless of the fact, she was ownership of the music. She's ownership of the network. What do that tell y'all? So people better start thinking, like, it's a thing where I said, as I was listening to some of the stuff, if I had to play the game of life with some people, I wouldn't. Because people fail to realize, again, it's one of those things, noticing patterns. A lot of people don't notice patterns. A lot of people will continue to think that a person loves them. They're saying this, but meanwhile they're doing this, and this ain't got nothing to do with them. This has got something to do with in general. And yesterday, this was the thing. One of the hardest things that you will ever have to do in life, and if you've never done this, then I don't, want to hear from you. One of the hardest things in life is to leave somebody that you still love, that you're in love with, because you're not being treated properly. And if you ain't never done that, then I can't hear you, because it seems like your heart, your mind, your body, your soul is being ripped from you, because home is where the heart is. You'll be longing, you'll be desiring to be somewhere, but you know that that's not going to grow you anything. That's not going to prosper you anything. It's not going to take you anywhere. You're going to continue to be hurt over and over again. But in order to just to take that one set of hurt and know that I love you, but nigga, I will never talk to you ever again in life, next life, this, that, and the third, that is hard. And if you did it and you did it easy, let me know how you did it, because that's a hard thing to do. And then I need to know about how much you love, how you love, this, that, and the third. Because some people will say they love, but mind you, it was never that. Excuse me. So, do with that information what you will. But imagine having to walk away from your heart. Your heart is what brings blood into your body. Your heart is like, if you don't have a heart, you die. But now I gotta walk away from my heart and still figure out how to live. And then sometimes you figure out that that was the best thing you could have done. That, okay, I can love you, but technically it wasn't that important. It wasn't that deep. It was deep, but it wasn't that deep. Because guess what? I love me more. And so that be the journey into the thing, figuring out that happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have. Happiness is not having what you want, but wanting what you have. And mind you, let me tell you how deep this is. I look at this every day. Like, I literally put stuff like gems and jewels around my house because, like, y'all, it's a thing where, so this is what I'm looking at. I'm gonna make it a closer up to y'all, right? This is what I'm looking at. And y'all see that? Y'all see that little square on the wall? I'm gonna give y'all a closer view of it. It's a square on the wall, right? I just took a picture of my foyer. That little square that's on that wall right there. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? I gotta adjust the camera so that way everybody can see it. Y'all see that? That little square that's on that wall over there. Right there. Right there. So all throughout my house, even right here, it says imagine, dream, inspire. Live the life that you love. Oh no, live the life that you've imagined. This says God is good. But that picture right over here, every day I sit here and this is what I'm being reminded of. So that may be the other thing. Sometimes you gotta leave it around because, like I said, you could be having, this is what's on my wall right there. Because sometimes in life you just be doing what you're doing, and sometimes you just need a reminder, something to keep you, on the straight and narrow, because of the fact that it is leaving yourself gems and jewels and things of that nature for it to be a reminder. Because sometimes we forget, like, we think that happiness is something that somebody else can give us. You complete me. I'm already whole. I'm a complete ass person. I'm a complete individual. Okay, now what's that one say? That's what it says. Happiness is not having what you want. It's wanting what you have. It's right here. I gave y'all the bigger view so y'all can see, like, what I'm saying? I'm literally looking at it. So that's what it says. But anyway, so because sometimes the blessing isn't the thing that you're waiting to receive. Sometimes the blessing is finally realizing that you don't need anything. You don't need anything in this moment in time. Everything is fine. Because it counts as subliminal programming. Yes. And so also it's my reminder that sometimes I could, I walk past that 1,000 times and not see it. But mind you, it's important. When it's important, it gets seen. Because it's already here, sometimes the things just blend into the background, but sometimes I'm actively sitting here and I see that. And it brings it to the forefront. Even in my tub, I don't know if that's the same. I got another one of them. But it's in my tub, like, so when you go take your spiritual baths, or when you go take a bath and this, that, and the third, when I sit back in the tub and I'm just having whatever, and I think it says something different than that. It may say that though. Anyway, but it's something that's written there too, like in the places where you may be relaxing, or the places that you rest, like y'all be having crickets and things of that nature. Print y'all some vinyls out on the wall, or order you some vinyls. They don't cost that much. Order you some vinyls or some things, your best sayings that and put them on the wall. That way, it's a reminder. It's like she said, subliminal programming for you to remember that today is the best day. Today is the beginning of the rest of your life. Little do you know, you thought it was, we've been here for da-da-da. But today, you live your day, live like today is the beginning of the rest of your life. You just got here. Because that's what I do. I just got here. And I'm thankful for that. And mind you, I really feel that way, because you could have died. I could have died. That glitch, that last glitch that we always be talking about, literally almost took me up out of here. Mind you, so one of the girls that I sent to y'all, right, they be talking about reptilian and this, that, and the third, and all this other stuff, which could be cool and fine and all this other stuff, but guess what? I ain't gonna believe it until I see the fucking documentation, until I see the paperwork, until I see the reptilian, okay? So it's just imagine hearing how these tarot people be talking and this, that, and the third. And mind you, this is why I had to come to the conclusion that everybody ain't for you to be talking to or listening to, because although they have these experiences and now they're being put out into the world, and they're talking the same way that they was talking back then. Imagine having that glitch and hearing them people talk. Lord, I'm thankful for it now, though. I don't think I would have found y'all. And that's a fact. But mind you, and I ain't saying nothing about the girl, but it be far-fetched stuff that they be out here talking about. Like, and I'm saying it's far-fetched, but it could also not be. But the thing is, the reptilian race and this, that, and the third, mind you, they put the reptilian right in our face when they did the whole, but until I see it, I'm not listening to nothing that these people are talking about. Because the reptilian, the way they put it is, when V came out, they look just like reptilians. But what if it is just them splicing like they're doing right now? Splicing this DNA with this DNA. That also means that it never looked like this, but then they got whole stories out here where it's like, even the story of the Anunnaki and, the spaceships and this, that, and the third, all of it could be true, right? I ain't knocking none of it, nothing. Okay? I'm just saying that for me, and from what I'm going to believe in this, that, and the third, I'm who I am. I created, however the life cycles and things of that nature come along. It's people that can manipulate this, and I'm not saying that they can't create weird science, because that's what I'm going to call it. I'm not saying that they can't create weird science, but what I'm going to say is this. If we continue to keep focusing on a bunch of lies and a bunch of stuff that they keep putting in the system because of the fact that they want us to be scatterbrained and looking here and looking there and not looking into, us. And a lot of people that be talking, I'm going to just say, for all intents purposes, look at them. It could be the system holding them down. It could be the fact that they want to continue to live in, this, that, or the third, but now it's being put in the mainstream media. Do you know who's going to be hearing that? Your kids are going to be hearing it. They're going to be also confused. Mind you, everybody just thinks that everything that they're saying is the truth. Because the truth has been hidden so much. The truth has been manipulated so much. Mind you, I be actively saying to God, like, I'm also sick of that. I'm tired of hearing people talk about things that, like, don't make no sense to me. And whether or not it makes sense to me, whether or not it's the truth, whether or not it's to this, whether or not it's to that, everybody believes what they believe. But meanwhile, we have no physical documentation really on nothing, because we got to remember, these are the people that's translating stuff. Y'all, they could be lying. The fact that we put so much power in allowing, oh, they translated the Sumerian tablets and they said, them people don't know what they be talking about. Why would y'all mess up the language in order to now retranslate it? Y'all got rid of the people that could speak it in order for you to translate it, because you want to say, you want to be able to tell us what you wanted to say. That's probably the biggest issue about me with a lot of people. You're not just going to get me to believe that you talking truth. Even with science, they don't know, because stuff keeps coming up from the under the earth, and then all of a sudden they'll say, well, the science changed, because no, y'all just are trying to make us think that y'all are the professionals on this. Meanwhile, y'all making stuff up. Y'all can believe whatever y'all want to believe, but for me, they not gonna get me to fall for that easy, because I see how we have just literally allowed these people so much power over our lives, just believing anything that they say, just because, oh, they put PhD or they put this, that, or third. Like, y'all don't realize they are the worst people ever. Facts, they lied about everything. Yes. And so if I can make y'all believe that I know what I'm talking about, y'all are gonna follow everything that I say. But meanwhile, back at band camp, it's gonna be Kanye West all the time. Anybody that tells y'all anything that makes any sense, y'all gonna dispel it and not believe it until 20 years later, and then y'all gonna say, oh, that's what she was talking about the whole time. And then somebody that is has a PhD for something gonna tell y'all the same thing that I said. And mind you, I ain't gonna get credit for it. They gonna get credit for it because they got a PhD. But mind you, the people who didn't, the conspiracy theorists, already been telling y'all. It's a lot of misinformation out here. It's a lot of lies. It's a lot of people trying to mix this with that and everything else. And guess what? Believe what you want to believe. But for what I'm going to do, I ain't going to believe nothing that they say. I'm just going to continue on knowing that the things that, enter into my space that God give me as a revelation, and this is how God will do it, then, you're going to have to go search for what you need to search for yourself, because I'm not too keen on some of the stories that they go around and, how they describe certain things. Now, I'm with the whole giant story. I can believe that there were giant human beings running around here. I can definitely do that. I can also believe that, they've been scientifically doing this, that, and the third. But something in me feels like a lot of this is wrong. Like, a lot of everything that we live in everyday life is wrong. Because why is it that we went from better stuff to everything being watered down? And I feel like also we are the examples of something that's watered down, because we used to be, big, larger than life. Now we're just, you can see it even in the kids and this, that, and third. You know how you say that a lot of them are faster? Like, every birth, every generation gets faster and faster, right? But we're also dumbing them down more and more. Like, they know so much more than we know when they come in, because they talking, they doing this, that, and the third faster. But then we condition them to, be watered down. We manipulate their growth by the government, by tech, by whatever. So the kids would have just learned how to be whatever they were going to be anyway, if they didn't have us, putting religion and things of that nature, or whatever's happening in the world. Mind you, we would tell the kids, like I said, not to lie, while teaching them how to lie. Because when the kids tell you that your breath stink and this, that, and the third, or you smell, or you just look weird, or this, that, and the third, first thing the parents will say, don't say that. Nigga, the nigga look weird. The nigga smell weird. Everything about them ain't right. Like, something is off with their energy. Kids be trying to tell y'all, and y'all be like, that's not appropriate. Yes, it is. So why are we teaching them to lie while telling them not to lie? Oh, it's only good to lie during certain times. Like, what you want me to do? So realign, release, redirect. You're not stuck. You're being redirected. So You're finally seeing things for what it is. So collective, there's something being revealed to you right now, and the revelation isn't necessarily about something ending. It's about you finally seeing something clearly. For a while, you may have been questioning your own perception. You may have talked yourself out of what you were noticing. You may have made excuses for people, situations, or circumstances because you wanted to believe there was more to it, or it wasn't exactly that. Because we be making exemptions for people. We be making excuses for people. We be doing everything but seeing what the heck is actually happening. Oh, this ain't how they really feel about me. They didn't check on you. They didn't care about nothing that you had going on. And they be like, oh, well, maybe they just got busy. No, maybe they just didn't care. The people that be loving us, how many stories have y'all seen? Like the people that be loving you, catering to you, this, that, and the third. We never even see them people. They be sitting right next to us the whole entire time, doing everything they need to do. But meanwhile, it's like a person showing up for you every day and doing nothing. You'll say, oh, they love me, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, person ain't did nothing. But mind you, it's a person that you don't see that's behind the scenes that be really, putting into, pouring into this, that, and the third. And we never, will even acknowledge that. We'll just notice the nothingness that's standing right here because I get to see them on the forefront. Yup, I was just trying to help people. That'd be a thing. So out of nowhere, it'll be, oh, this person, somebody keeps doing this, for my channel. And I don't know who it is, but meanwhile, they're being consistent on this, that, or the third. It's a real thing. Then most people you'll put in the friend zone. Like, I'll put this person. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. They'll put this person in the friend zone. Meanwhile, this the person that'll show up to your house, bring you, knowing when you sick, bring you some medicine, this, that, and the third, da 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 da. Person be wanting so much more. Like, I love you, so I'm giving you everything that I would give a person, and all you do is friend zone that person. That doesn't happen to so many people. They write stories and books about it all the time. And then the person be like, well, you never saw me. Meanwhile, as soon as the person gone, all of a sudden, God blocked you quick. Like, I didn't even see what you put. But mind you, God blocked you so fast. You see how the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy? And it's just so sad that, you even came in here and thought that you could even get that over. And God smacked your shit. You know how, like, people go up for the layup to put something in the ball? You got your stuff smacked. I'm laughing at you. You didn't even get no airplay, so I ain't gonna give you none either. That is funny. I'm over here. I thought something had happened, but mind you, somebody came in putting the. They started off with your kind, so you know what I'm saying. And his name's Reggie. With a name like that, your mom didn't like you anyway. So, there's that. And I don't care. Like, for all Reggies in the world. Every single one of y'all. Anyway, it's about you finally seeing something clearly. For a while, you may have questioned your own perspective of a thing. You may have talked yourself out of what you were noticing. Anyway, the veil is thinning. You're beginning to recognize patterns that you couldn't see before. You're recognizing the difference between someone's words and their actions. You're recognizing the difference between something that is genuine, something that genuinely nourishes you, and something that simply keeps you occupied. You know what? I really love the fact that this is how God be working anyway. So just so y'all know, right? I don't know what the channel preferences are set on, but, it be the triggering of words. And I like the fact that the bot, because I got a bot that's attached to the channel, and it's on all y'all. And so it's like keywords and things of that nature that you can automatically kick out, because it's like a force field. So imagine your force field protecting you from anything and everything that, a little minion ass, devilish energy that, and this is the thing, like, they know that it be them. They be trying to come in and do certain things, but it's like your force field that is put up, your barrier won't even let the dirtiness in. And they be trying so hard to get in, but mind you, like, you don't belong here. Everything about you says you don't belong here. Like, I know what you wanted to do. I know what I know what the energy outside of me is trying to do. The energy outside of me is trying to trigger. But I love the fact that God's force field around me won't allow certain things to corrupt the situation. And the only reason why I'm even saying is because this is how y'all have to realize, like, God be doing y'all. There's a force field that gets put around y'all. I was laughing at, and this is funny because a video came up the other day, and the man said, who says that black privilege is not a thing, right? And it always shows me how you look at the other side of a thing. So he was showing how he was on a bus with a whole lot of Chinese people, like, around him, right? And so because of their racism, they all gathered over here. So around him, it was like nobody in his vicinity. But mind you, they was packed like sardines against each other. And he said, who says black privilege ain't a thing? He said, I love the fact that it's like a force field that's around me. And y'all, we got to start seeing the other side of a thing. Because guess what? Imagine somebody eat cat or dog, or somebody that's out here running around eating rats and stuff being racist against you. Imagine somebody, like, whatever the other side is, I don't care. I don't care what it is and how they do it, whatever they do it. I mean, even the Indian people be racist and dirty, but mind you, it be rats. They be sitting on the food. Like everybody says, when it comes to culinary, anything, they be the worst because they be sitting on the floor and rats and stuff. And mind you, they be thinking that these is like deities and this, that, and the third. But mind you, they got the nerve to be trying to say that you're dirty, but ain't nothing dirtier than that, right? Anyway, long story short, seeing the other side of it is this, and it ain't about a race thing. It's about, we have to be, know that the flip side exists too. So whereas one person would say, I feel like they were trying to target me, not realizing that, girl, hello, not realizing that on the flip side of that, their racism is keeping you protected. These niggas will start a whole plethora of diseases and whatnot, a whole pandemic, and then they got the audacity to act like so, not realizing that them keeping that force field around you is keeping your air clean. But they looking at you because your skin is darker than da-da-da-da-da, so let's not congregate with this person. Meanwhile, that be keeping you safe. So again, excuse me, look at the flip side of that. Just imagine that, and because in my mind, that's what it made me feel like. God protected me so much that basically that force field gets put around me, and thank y'all for doing that. So y'all can't see that I know that, I'm that. Y'all can't see that I know that, the reason why you're not allowed around me is because God is making sure that y'all little nasties stay y'all distance. So just know that y'all, when y'all start thinking something, flip it to the other side, because that's true too. Two things can be true at the same time. They thought what they thought, and I thought what I thought. Two things can be true at the same time. So just know that. And don't let nobody ever make you feel or try to make you feel less than. Know that that's their problem. The fact that they came in and started that is their problem. Because there was also another option and another choice. If you didn't like me, you could have took your bitch ass on. Anyway, so beginning to recognize patterns that you couldn't see before. You're recognizing the difference between someone's words and their actions. You're recognizing the difference between something that genuinely nourishes you and something that simply keeps you occupied. And that's one of the things, again, when certain situations happen, people don't realize they be feeding right on into what the message is, because that happened, they got blocked, never even got the, they're trying to say whatever it was, other than the fact that it went into the message. Recognize the difference between something that genuinely nourishes you and something that simply keeps you occupied, because it was a part of the message. They don't get no airplay, but we get to see that in real time this happened. Sometimes some things are a distraction to delay the message. If I had to spend any time on that because it felt any type of way other than, inserting it into what the message was, then it's a distraction. Y'all don't get what y'all need, and we stuck in a merry-go-round of, we should be over here. We should be doing this. All right? It say Majestic Grace responded to a comment a viewer made about filth deities. I was not responding to that. You see how AI be lying? You typed that, but I was responding to the comment that was over here. But this is another thing. It's always misdirection and lies, because that's what they took from that, but I wasn't even talking about that. But that's what it is. Anyway, um, seeing something clearly doesn't mean you have to immediately walk away from it either. Sometimes the revelation is simply giving you information. Y'all remember how I keep trying to tell y'all, sometimes the energy, I say it all the time about this channel, the energy you give is going to be the energy that you receive. Even on this channel, right, sometimes people come in here and it'll give me a certain type of feeling, like, because I already know that you can already try to put off some, so then my energy starts to do this, right, because my energy be protecting whatever. Or my energy is say, like when people come around me and I'm supposed to, have whatever conversation, they'll be telling me stuff, like my spirit will be telling me stuff about, situations, and then I'm just to go along with it until let it play itself out, because I'm not supposed to interrupt, you doing the fuckery that you about to do. I'm just supposed to acknowledge for me to see it, so that way it's confirmation that you knew that it was about to be some fuckery. Period. Anyway, let them do what they doing. Sometimes a revelation is simply giving you information. You don't have to react. You don't have to expose anybody. You don't have to announce that you figured it out. But you know what I like to do? Because I need another confirmation, just because I'll be telling other people about something, right? And then I'll be waiting for it to happen. And so it reminded me of the other day, somebody came in here, they was doing something, and it reminded me of something that I told Majestic Grace, I told you. And I said, I don't know this person. People come to the channel, people will try to play all day like, they whatever. And I said, I don't know this person either, but I noticed something that they did the other day that was kind of like a thing. But I remember when I told you, we need to still watch this person too, right? Anyway, long story short, sometimes people, they take a little moment to expose themselves. I told y'all, literally, I was with somebody, around somebody for 2 years. It took them 2.5 years to expose, who they really were. She said, because that's what I've been thinking about. Nah, for real, because, girl, I mean, because you done already made notice of the name thing. So yeah, I agree. That's what I said. When I said, do you see that? You picking up what I'm putting down? Anyway, but they wasn't the only one. It's been multiple times when stuff happens. She's on, never mind, I ain't gonna tell y'all where she at. Aaron, you can see her though, so you know what she's saying. Anyway, you don't have to announce that you figured out, just observe. So sometimes I'll tell other people, like, if it's something that I really need to, for somebody to put a pin in, and I'll call my friend Keitsa, I'll call my brother, like, you know what I'm saying? Or I just do what we did. Because I need for other people's eyes to be on it, so then that way later on, when we know that, I'll bring it to the forefront. Y'all remember I told y'all this? Look at that, that's happening right now. Yeah, because people be trying to fake, and then they'll be trying to play, because people can be anything they want to be. Yeah, exactly. See, you know what I was saying. Yeah, you know exactly what I was saying. So yeah, sometimes it just, people can be anybody they want to be online. And so they'll play, the game like, oh, and I don't know why y'all be thinking that people that be, having platforms, y'all be looking at them as like celebrity. They just regular people too. I don't even give a damn about a celebrity. It be people that done been on stage, they got Grammys. I don't give a damn about them. They regular people too. They just was able to do this. So I know people be being starstruck, but I'm gonna treat your ass just like a normal individual. You ain't gonna get no special treatment with me because your ass think that you're a celebrity. I don't care, bitch. You the same as everybody else. I'm gonna treat them the same as the way I'm gonna treat a nigga laying on the ground. Y'all all gonna get the same treatment. I'm gonna be good to a person until you don't need me to be good to you. So don't ever think that, oh, you're going to get extra bonus points because you're a celebrity. I don't believe in that. You know what they say, God ain't no respecter of persons. You're going to get the same treatment. I'm going to be good until I ain't. I love you so much. Whatever I can do for you, I will do. And period. I love you back. But so yeah, just know that just because we be having conversations over here, and certain people come over here and they be talking all the time, this, that, and the third, da 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 da. Mike know too, cause I be texting him like on the sidelines. You see da 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 this. Period. So either way, when you be over here talking and whatnot, and just because you be in here every day, don't think that, some of y'all done brought, BS with you, and I ain't done figured it out already, and you just trying to play in my face. Good. Do that, because it's not my journey. It's not my test. It's yours, because you don't have to be that. Mind you, I'm a person to say, like, come as you are. If you messed up in the system right now, guess what? We done all been messed up at some point in time. I'm not trying to force or stop nobody for being any way. Hey, Cash, love you. Thank you for being here. Like, I'm not trying to force nobody into being nothing. Mind you, it's the way people try to treat, I'm going to just say this also, and another thing. In real life, like in the real world, the people that they think are drug dealers, prostitutes, hoes, this, that, and the third, da 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 da, that people talk about, be the people that will help you the most. They be the people that will help you the most. They will figure out how to feed you, how to clothe you, how to help you on your journey, how to help you with it. Be the people that be saying, oh, I believe in God and I'm a Christian and I'm this, that, and the third. Them be the people that be side-eyeing you and everything else. You come to them with a problem, they ain't got nothing for you. So just also know that in real life, the people that the demons and the devils that they be calling demons and devils, help me faster than anybody else. The people that be holier than thou, like, y'all don't really, it's a sad thing where the people that they talk down on, it be a person that ain't got that will help. A person that don't have will help faster than somebody sitting on top of the world that got everything. Like, just look at some of the shows where you see, like, a person, it'd be a homeless person laying on the side of the street. They'll see a child or something else. They will give the money that they made that day to feed the kid, to feed the woman, to do whatever. And it be people walking right by them that supposedly, oh, I'm the parishioner of da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third. Won't do a darn thing but talk about you. That's it. That's all. That's all they're going to do. Oh, you see such and such and this, that. And I also despise the fact that with the internet, you got to literally come to the internet, like even everything that I said, GoFundMe, this, that, and the third. You know when people will start to help with the GoFundMe? When I done already lost everything, this, that, and the third, and now they got to feel like they got to belittle a person. That's the thing. And I will never let y'all have that. You got to be on this thing crying dirty, this, that, and the third, and then everybody will say, well, why didn't you say this, and I did say it. I did tell y'all. But meanwhile, they'll wait until it's the belittling of a thing so then they can say, oh, well, let me help this person out so they can feel better about themselves. That's how they do it. Look at everybody that most of the people help online. Like, it's a girl right now, like, it's literally being made a joke of. That smell, that this, that, and the third. Like, she got to be at her weakest, her worst, in order for, everybody, like, I got to be under y'all in order for it to be a thing. Like, no thank you. This is a weird society that we live in, to where it's just a weird society. So, this is how it has to be done. You gotta, one of the girls I just seen, they said, I think the girl ended up homeless with her kids or something or another. I don't know. But, you gotta learn to play in people's face, because that's what the girl says. She literally played in your face, and now she got a car and this, that, and the third, the house, this, that, and the third. But if you ask and you tell the people genuinely what you need, they don't care. They don't care about nothing that is going on. She said, that's how my family is, and y'all know my situation. But that's what a lot of people will do. Like, that's just the way that it is. And so they don't care about, if you got this going on or that going on, or how you got, like, you can be as honest as you possibly can. Y'all know I don't lie to y'all about nothing. I be telling y'all the shit that be happening or that's going on. But for some reason, I've noticed a pattern that goes on with social media that it has to be this. Like, you got to be looking like, I don't know. It's just a weird ass thing. Um, I was just thinking about playing in their face. Then another part of me telling me to go go on and get Majestic Grace, because at the end of the day gonna end and you gonna get what you need to get anyway. And that's the thing, we just be wanting what we need what we think we need right then and there, because I totally feel you. But guess what, the internet is gonna be the internet, and it's just always gonna be a thing. So we gonna have to do what we gonna have to do, and that's the way God wants it to be done. So you know what that is, and I guess I have to know what it is. And that's why I said this morning when I was at the wash bowl, I'm over here saying to God, like, maybe you busy with other people's stuff, and there's more pressing things that other people have that's going on. So maybe my little issue may not be at the forefront, although I think that it's a high priority. But just think about, it's somebody laying on the side of a road right now. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe, my ticket just ain't been called for the help, dialogue, this, that, and the third. But also, maybe it might be some things that I still have to, clean up, get organized, that I can put, actively do in the meanwhile, while I'm waiting, for whatever to happen, whatever to transpire. But it's also for me to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to what's actively happening, what's going on around you. How things are panning itself out. Like I said, yesterday I had two non-emergency police contact, which also meant that my name got ran for the police twice yesterday. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say more than twice, because also that state building is technically set up on probably the whatever that platform is too, because when I went to title work, that probably got set up on there too. Either way, long story short, guess what? If we're reading the universe and things of that nature, titles and documentation and police and this, that, and the third, and meanwhile, also remember the thing that I told y'all, that the trailer got registered yesterday, but technically the trailer is registered under information that don't even belong to the trailer, because we didn't know what year it was. So they literally put it in as a 2008. They literally labeled it as a homemade trailer. It's not a homemade trailer, but it got put in under that information, because that's all we could muster up, or that's what they put in there. But now it's legally registered the right way, but technically it's like a stolen identity or a missing identity. Not stolen, a missing identity. It could be stolen too, so shit. It could be a stolen identity, because you have to think, like, if it was me as a person. Suppose I showed up, right? Out of nowhere, I got amnesia or something. I don't know how old I am. I don't know, my name, where I come from, right? Like so many of us today. Just think that. But be mindful, I told you of a wealth transfer, because regardless of the fact, I still am registered and legally documented in heaven. God know who I am, right? But anyway, I just woke up wandering on the side of the road out of nowhere, and you found me. Somebody found me. One of y'all found me. And y'all call the police, and then the police will come along, and the police will say, y'all will say, I found this girl, she don't know her name, or this, that, and the third. The police will run because they know how to say no. Yes. Because they users, but I know how to say no. And period. So the police will come along, and the first thing the police will do is try to run my fingerprints, right, to, see my identity. But if I ain't never been in a record, or I got a record, then they won't know who I am. So the police run my fingerprints, will go in a database, but nobody has no documentation of me, so technically I'm still invisible. Either way, what y'all are going to do is y'all going to say, they're going to take me to the doctor. The doctor's going to say, well, she's approximately around this age or this age, because they can't narrow it down to my age. If they did it by wrinkles and this, that, and the third, I ain't got too many, so guess that what? That's going to be a thing. Either way, they'll say she's approximately between this age and between this age. Mind you, then I have no birth date, because now we don't even know what, when my birth date was, or any of that. And so now I'm going to just be a person that's out here. Mind you, this didn't happen to multiple people, so just so y'all know that there's people who are out here that are registered under this name, this date, this whatever, and it's not this name, this age, this date, okay? So now I get a whole new identity, but that's my identity, so I'm not even going to be thinking it's new. I'm going to just be thinking that's my identity. And then suppose sooner or later something happens, right? And then my people have something mysteriously of mine. You know, it might not have got put into the database, but I did a fingerprint for a Christmas ornament or something, right? Because this is how some things be coming up. I did a fingerprint for a Christmas tree ornament, or I did a fingerprint for a shirt, right? You know, I got my hand on my shirt or whatever. And then somebody takes that ornament and they give it to the police and they say, I think that's my such and such. And that's not her name. That's not even her age. But I do have something that, you know, had her fingerprint on it, or something that had a document because we did, you know, stuff for Christmas or whatever. So now they take my fingerprint from my little Christmas ornament and they run it through the database, and now they see that the fingerprint they took of me and the fingerprint they have of me match. So now the people gonna be coming along, they gonna be like, that's my family member, that's her name is, you know, Ty, and Ty, hey, this is the loving family. And I'm saying, I don't know y'all. Like, my name is, you know, Tylishia, because this is the name that I done acquired. And it's just so funny that the names were so close, because, you know what I mean, it could be, you know, in my DNA, my recollection, that this is the name that I chose, but it was so close to this. Anyway, long story short, these people saying I love you. Well, if y'all love me, guess what? If y'all love me, how the hell did I get out here? How would I have ended up in the middle of the desert if y'all love me? So instantly that's going to start throwing some triggers to me, because people that love you, or people that are loved, normally somebody would have known by now. It wouldn't be 3, 4, 5 years later and all of a sudden now somebody happens to see me because I'm on the internet and, you know, people are now looking for me. Oh, you look like such and such. So you mean to tell me that I'm so loved and somehow I went in the desert under a whole nother name for this many years? So then they're going to try to start coming around you, because, you know, that's what they do. Now you get put back under, oh, your birthday is February the 19th. You're literally this age, right? Because now they have a record of this, right? This, that, and the third. But mind you, because I had amnesia, I don't know these people. All I know is what I've been doing. I don't feel no connection to these people. Thank you that y'all gave me, you know, back my proper identity or whatever, but I don't have no connection to y'all. But also, then you start to be around the people and you start to realize exactly why you ended up in the desert. And mind you, this could be metaphorically to, you know, whatever. But the fact of the matter is again, people, you know, can kind of, you know, fake for a hot minute to get you to, you know, okay, well, this person ain't been around. But then all the old stuff will start coming up too, because that's the thing. Anyway, long story short, stuff like that be happening. And then here we are. But here, like now, I got a trailer that's registered. It has a proper, I can sell it, I can do whatever I want to, has the proper identity. She said for me, it's metaphorically real life. That's what I'm saying. But mind you, same scenario, because then you get marked under something that's not really that, but now you're legally documented. It's the same as like black people all over the world. They're calling you black, but technically you're documented under something that you're not documented. Then it's African American, now it's foundational Black Americans, it was indigenous, it was American Indians, it was whatever the name was before they changed it to America. It is literally, you keep being labeled under something that you're not. You keep they gave you a social security number, so now, you know, they got your fingerprints with the social security number, but this still don't belong to that. It still don't stop the fact that they done stole, you know, land, property, this, that, and the third. It still don't stop the fact that you trying to make me pay for water. It still don't stop the fact that you trying to make me pay for air. You see what I'm saying? It still don't stop the fact that you trying to make me pay for something that was already mine. Take it how it resonates. Anyway, sometimes the revelation is simply giving you information. You don't have to react. You don't have to expose anybody. You don't have to announce what you figured out. Just observe. Because when you stop fighting against what you're seeing, you can finally make decisions from a place of truth instead of hope, fear, attachment, or assumption. So it's just like when I said everybody's talking. Like, everybody's talking. And I'm so sick and tired of everybody talking. Everybody has a theory. Everybody has a everybody has an origin story of, the human race, right? We come from the Anunnaki, we come from the kings, we've been here 300, 400,000 years. Meanwhile, all we keep knowing that is true is this: these people are corrupting history. They're destroying history to keep their lie going. The enemy is the people that are in charge, because the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The only people killing, stealing, and destroying is them. They're trying to make sure that, we stay under their thumb. They're trying to tell us that we got free will. Meanwhile, we said we don't want to be under their thumb. This is happening. So the things that we can say are true, that we can hold on to are true, but some people out here are actively, you should vote because, oh, it's this, that, or third. Meanwhile, I feel like voting, and I done seen for a fact that voting ain't helping, because those people are all the same. Reds the same, blues the same. Because if they wasn't, somebody would be doing something about the stuff that's even happening right now. Meanwhile, they just letting this nigga freelance on everybody and do what they want. Then all of a sudden it's talking about it is accounts and money laundering and this, that, and the third. But meanwhile, ain't nobody said nothing, ain't nobody doing nothing. Y'all freezing accounts, y'all taking money like it's a big money grab. That's all it is. And not caring about the smaller people. They don't care about what's happening in the system. Everybody that is, at the top, red, blue, everybody, all sides, is just trying to figure out how they're going to survive. They could care nothing about the small guy. They don't care nothing about the atrocities, the everything that's happening with the human race and the people. They don't care. They want to figure out how to create a race war, a religious war, everything that they could, chaos, everything but doing the right thing. Everything to keep us looking at all the wrong things but trying to figure out how to do the right thing. We can all see that. Mind you, they even put bots into the system to kind of gaslight and do this and the third, because I keep trying to tell y'all, them can't be people. Ain't no way that they're people. And why is it that there's always something or someone that's trying to, you know what's right and what's wrong. Ain't nobody gonna tell me that y'all don't know what's right and what's wrong. Y'all know that doing this stuff to the little ones and this, that, and the third, and trying to keep society down as a whole, y'all do know that that's not right. Ain't nobody's going to tell me that they don't. But mind you, there will be people that come along in this simulation and in this system, and they'll come in here and they'll start to type stuff because they want to gaslight, they want to argue, they want to not get the full message of, oh, we should be all in love and we should be all helping the universe. We should be all making sure that everything that happens in the world is, functional for everybody. They'll argue against that. Why would you argue against that? Why would you argue against keeping Mother Nature safe? Why would you argue against keeping the land that we live on that sustains us sustainable? Why would you argue against that? Because you can't be a real person. So they have to put those little bots into the system. Ain't nothing telling me that a lot of these people, a lot of these profiles are nothing but bots. They promote a lot of the misogynistic things when it comes to men and women and this, that, and the third. A lot, they promote that. They promote violence and things of that nature. That's what they want to do, because they want to keep society arguing and doing this so we don't all link up and figure out that these are the problem. So how many systems, if they're creating a system, how many bots do y'all think that they have put in the system to continue to go to platforms of people that are, doing good, trying to help humanity, trying to get everybody to come together? How do y'all think that they're putting that in the system to target them actual channels and those people in order to bring it down? Because why is it that a lot of women that talk about hoeing and did all the worst things, why are they promoting so many of them channels and those platforms? Because, and then it's another thing, like, I'm trying to figure out what's up with my algorithm, because if I say I don't want to see something, I don't want to see something, it's 8.4 billion people on this earth, right? On this planet, right? Why is it that y'all keep showing me the same fucking 200, 300 platform? Like, why am I not seeing a vast array of content? Why do I keep seeing repetitive stuff? Like, I kid you not, It is a repeat of stuff that I seen like that's not the only content that's on the internet. So why am I only seeing this? I literally keep saying I'm not interested, I'm not interested, I'm not interested. But why is it that, and that's clearly on TikTok, which is the American people, the American government. We already know that they not that great. But why is it that I can flip through and I'm not seeing people from different countries, from different this, that, and the third? Why am I only seeing a select group of videos from the same people that I don't really want to see? That's not a representation of the people that I want to be a part of. So are y'all trying to keep me in the ghetto or in the hood or, you know, in whatever energy that is? I don't want to see it. And I keep saying I don't want to see it. But then sooner or later, another video will come along and it's the same type of energy, the same group of people. And I'm saying, why are y'all targeting that? Are y'all saying that this is what you want me to be? So this, like, you can't tell me what I want to be. So I'm keep saying I don't want to see it. I'm going to keep ignoring it. I'm going to keep shutting it off. But meanwhile, why do I got to fight this hard in the system when I said I don't want to see it? I don't want to be a part of it. I don't like it. But yet, this is what the algorithm is pushing. Again, it's 8.4 billion people on this earth. 8.3 billion people on this earth. And you mean to tell me that I'm only in a category with 1,000 people? Mind you, I'm going to tell y'all something that TikTok did the other day. And this is all facts. She said, yup, and they forcing it. Yeah, and I don't want to be in that category with them. So, the other day, and now I'm going to tell y'all, it's even deeper than what y'all think. Like, I am not joking. I literally got on this platform, right? Just pushed the button. And just like when I just pushed the button and got on here, somebody from somewhere else came in. I invited them because I wasn't doing nothing. I was just sitting here. So this wasn't during the morning. This was just during my time of sitting here. I literally pushed the button. Instantly, a warning came across my screen. And it said, you're going to get flagged for harassment and bullying. Mind you, I literally just pushed the button. I just got here. So what I'm gathering is happening is that those people that was on there, they were battling because I could see that there was a couple of people there, right? And instantly it said decline, push decline. So I pushed decline, shut them off, right? Then I noticed that my TikTok started being real weird. So then because I was sitting here and I'm talking to people, whatever, and I was going to do some battles that day, right? Go and get in the mix. I pushed that and it literally went through the people and it said, there is no eligible people for you to play with. So as I'm going through live, I'm looking at, so now if the people are harassing and bullying, remember I said that people be saying the most ungodliest stuff? I don't know if it's like, because they'll say you in ranking this, A1, B1, this, that, and the third. So I don't know if it's based off of that, but what it made me feel like is this. For the people that are harassing and bullying, because I done seen content creators get on here and they talk smack back and forth to each other. But little one talking, like literally calling names and this, that, and the third. But mind you, you're saying that's harassing and bullying if I say it. But y'all are actively letting these platforms for entertainment purposes because they're bringing TikTok money. They're battling. People sending like lions and tigers and bears, oh my. But as long as they're battling, because TikTok gets half of that money. So they're letting it be done when it benefits them. So you letting harassment and bullying going on while they're all harassing and bullying each other. But literally it told me that there's no eligible people because, you know, I do shop and all that other stuff. And then I be saying stuff like this. So there's no eligible for, and so it made me also, again, that force field that God be creating, you know, to keep me safe, to make sure that my platform is going to be good, you know, to make sure that it's going to be, you know, whatever. But also, I can think of it that way. But also, it made me like, that's crazy that y'all standards, y'all are saying that y'all standards are supposed to be this, but y'all standards really ain't that. It's like I noticed even, I do TikTok shop, right? So in the process of me doing TikTok shop, you're not allowed to put no commercial sounds. I mean, you're not allowed to put no copyrighted sounds behind your products and whatnot, right? Mind you, I'm watching a higher artist, a higher content creator with a whole lot of people. That's all they do. All of their products are being sold with music that's not commercial, with actual trending sounds. Not supposed to be happening. But this is the American platform right now. And so as long as it benefits them, as long as, it allows them to do whatever they want to do, they pick and choose, who and what and how they're going to promote. But literally that app ain't been no good since they took over it. It's been very strange and weird getting on here. And like right now, they're trying to force me to do an hour of sales, because I feel like all of a sudden they done stop promoting it. At one point in time, I was checking my thing. I was getting like a sale almost a day. Now, since they got in the system, one of the things, in order for you to move up, they want me to get on here and sell something for an hour. And so I noticed that my sales have slowed down since they put that in the system. So they're trying to force me to work for them for pennies on the dollar in order to be on their platform. But it didn't start happening until the Americans took over. Till that platform got switched over. And so now all of a sudden it's like, that's why I said this is like the virtual zoo. Everybody online for all hours of the day, and whether or not you get pushed or not based off of if you want to get on here and act the ass. If I get on here and do the most ungodliest stuff and I start doing stuff that's not becoming, all of a sudden that'll get pushed out into the algorithm, because y'all need to see the most foolish things in life. Talking and telling people what's true ain't paying. They'll figure out how to get you locked up and how to get you, sent somewhere else based off the fact that, oh, you want to enlighten the people, you want to speak the truth. I ain't even done the stuff that, I be talking to y'all about. I be telling y'all that they did it. I'm not the one doing it. They're doing it, but they don't want nobody shedding light on the stuff that they're doing into the system to bring it to the forefront, because, oh no, that would be so ungodly. But it wouldn't be ungodly not to be doing it. If I get on here and I start talking about all the worst things, teaching y'all daughters to, be a hoe, and saying this, that, and the third, that'll get pushed. There's people on here that's talking about hoeing and this, that, and the third that got millions of followers. Do with that information what you will. So just observe, because when you stop fighting against what you're seeing, you can finally make decisions from a place of truth instead of hope, fear, attachment, or assumption. Because I'm still going to do what I need to do. I'm still going to, speak how I speak, because it's my journey. And if I get on here and I tell some people some weird stuff, that's going to be my fault. It don't matter, what's happening in the system. I have to trust God enough to know that I'm still going to get what I need to get regardless of the fact. Because this is my journey, my test. And so I may, see what's happening and may think that, oh, I want to get this, that, and the third. But guess what? If I do the wrong things, that's my fault. Because I had an option and a choice. Yes, my option and a choice is this and that. And, on one hand, I got to, do a whole bunch of ungodly, weird stuff in order to, make a platform that's bigger. Or I can say stay my same boring individual telling the truth self. And, it progress maybe a little bit at a time. But it's the right thing to do. It's going to be what helps my spirit, my mind, and my soul, feel at peace and, enjoy and everything else, that I did the right thing even in the midst of me being suppressed while I was doing it. I don't want to feel like I got out here and I had to do the worst things in order to get noticed and this, that, and the third. And I ain't judging nobody that do. People got to do what they got to do when they got to do it. I don't know what their journey is, and maybe that's the journey. So I'm not even judging that. All I'm saying is, notice in the system what actually happens. This is how it gets done. And when you'll hear other people start to say that even when they were, because that system started suppressing everybody. They didn't care. So just know that. You still have your journey. You still have your morals, your values, your boundaries. And that is your test, not nobody else's. So you do what you feel like you got to do. But just know that you was the one that made the choice. So whatever happens after that, because, it could be a fast rising and a fast falling. So still do with that information what you will. Don't take just because somebody else is doing something this way that you have to do it this way either. Because you don't. Some of you are realizing, oh, this is why I've been feeling this way. This is why I couldn't move forward. This is why the situation kept repeating. This is why I kept feeling like something wasn't adding up. And the collective, don't beat yourself up for seeing it sooner. Do not beat yourself up for not seeing it sooner, because some patterns are harder to recognize than others. Okay, just know it. When you saw it, when you saw it is when you're ready to see it. So you know how we say when you see this is when you're meant to see it. When you hear it is when you're meant to hear it. That's a real thing. Because sometimes stuff be right in your face and you don't see it. It's like when I said about the police yesterday. It ain't no way that a grown man, you work for the police, you claiming you run other people, and ain't no way you didn't realize like you wouldn't want your trailer stolen, and you literally have been going to people's houses and just, not trying to be smart and this, that, and the third. I was standing there. He didn't check my trailer. That trailer could belong to anybody, could have came from anywhere, this, that, and the third. Like I said, the only reason why I trusted it is because it came from my neighbor. Other than that, I don't think I would have, received or bought a trailer outside of that, because you don't know, what the ramifications of it is. But meanwhile, why did it take somebody having to explain this person their job? This person showed up very arrogant. I've been here. This is what I do for a living. I know I'm not wrong, only to be fucking wrong. Only to be wrong, because he was dead wrong. And then, mind you, just so you know, I feel like he was embarrassed because he told me all day long that was what he was supposed to do. They sent a girl. After the fact, after all that, and he went and got checked. He said he was going to go check them, but he got checked. Mind you, not knowing that these people know his boss and this, that, and the third, not knowing that decision was already made by the higher ups. And this is the thing. Sometimes some stuff is out of your pay grade. Sometimes it's not your business. People be thinking that, oh, just because I know this and just because I'm a spiritualist, this, that, and the third, it be higher, it be out of your pay grade. It be floors that you can't even get into, spiritually, mentally, physically. Just because you was chosen to give this message don't mean that you know anything about this message. Just because you think that this is right at this level, it may not be right. It may be something totally, whatever. Everybody's journey is whatever their journey is, and everybody's spiritual awakening, enlightenment, and acceleration ain't the same. Because there be some people talking about, we're just ascending into this. I done seen a lot of people, and I feel the exact same way, even though it's always growth. Girl said, I'm tired of I'm tired of ascending. Like, it's time for me to live life. And it's definitely time to live life. I said to my son yesterday, I said, you know how they'll say the 7 years of good, 7 years of bad, this and the third. I said, I think I'm about at the 7, because it's been a lot of, BS. My son said, I don't believe in that. Yeah, he don't have to believe in it. But guess what? I also said in the process that, so whether or not is that, like, even still the pattern is when you go through bad, this too shall pass. After you went through bad or whatever that is, then God will grant you, blessings and peace, abundance, whatever it is, there's good stuff that has to happen. He said, I believe in that. It's the same thing. But he chose it the way he chose it. I don't have to say nothing. That's what I told him. I said, however you see it. But either way, after, a season of horrible things happening, some good stuff definitely got to happen sooner or later. And, it's been this happening, this happening, this happening. My breakthrough got to be sometime soon. Like, somebody got to see something, or God got to allow something to happen, because, like, please God and thank you. Either way, I don't have to force nobody to believe what I believe. I don't have to say it in a way that, somebody will get it. But common sense also ain't so common, because they would know that they didn't want their stuff stolen. They would want somebody to fight for them if their stuff was stolen. Meanwhile, they do the job every day and they don't care, because the nigga just showed up, signed the paper, and left. It could be a password, a VIN number, or anything, anywhere on that trailer that maybe he would have thought to look, and I didn't. But guess what? He don't care. So do with that information what you will. If y'all looking for some stuff, something gets stolen, and that's why I said something about the stamp, the metal stamp, to put it on the actual axle of the trailer, because then if it gets missing or anything else, guess what? It's on the axle. But if it's on the axle and a nigga like him show up, it ain't gonna get seen anyway, because he's not gonna go looking. They only here to get a check. They don't care about what they do at all, period. And then it be the ones that be doing too daggone much that just is a whole nother thing. So, you know, there is that as well. When one thing exists, so does the other. So don't beat yourself up for not seeing it sooner. You saw it when you were ready to see it. There are lessons that you cannot understand from the outside. There are lessons you cannot understand from the outside. And that is like, yeah, 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 yeah. Like you hating from the outside of the club and can't even get in. People will just think that just because they done been elevated in the world and, oh, I got a platform and I got 100,000 subscribers on it, I'm better than, you know, somebody that got 1 subscriber. Meanwhile, not even realizing that this person is gifted in a whole nother way with, you know, and again, I keep explaining to y'all, it's not an expert around. It's only people who can, you know, convince you that they're good at what they do. Because even the experts be wrong. Wrong and wrong and wrong. But because they done went to school and because they said they're expert or because they've been doing it long enough that this, that, and the third, da, 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 whatever they convince you of, wrong. And then somebody comes along and God then gave them a blessing to tell you this, that, and the third, and it be correct, smack on. But guess what? Y'all don't listen to the one person, to that person, because they only got 1 view or 1 subscriber or 1 this. Y'all don't listen to that. Y'all wasn't listening to Kanye West when Kanye West was trying to tell y'all that these people was doing da-da-da-da-da. Now it's being proven that everything he said was correct. But before y'all was trying to lock him up. Now suppose y'all had to let that man get locked up. Suppose, you know, everything that he was saying, that y'all, the people got convinced that, oh, we should do this to, you know, Kanye. Meanwhile, Kanye was out here trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Was actively out here trying to, you know, tell us what was good for us, but no, nobody listened. But now y'all see. He tried to tell y'all. Anyway, the pattern is the explanation. Let me go back. Sometimes you have experienced the situation long enough for the truth to become undeniable. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. Excuse me. And now you're reaching a point where you don't need another explanation. Ain't nobody got to tell you. You already know. You don't need an expert. You already know that they've been lying. You don't know why you know certain things, but you know for a fact that what you know, what you feel, what you're experiencing is true. You don't need no outside forces or no outside people to tell you nothing. You don't need another explanation. The pattern is the explanation. You can see the pattern. You've been around here long enough to see the pattern. You know why they would also want to cut your life short and why they would want you to experience that thing that they want to put spells on top of people? Because if you're around here for too long, you're definitely going to notice a pattern. You're going to notice a pattern of when they try to reset. You're going to notice a pattern when they try to destroy. You're going to notice a pattern. You're going to notice a pattern. So if I can keep y'all, you know, if I can cut y'all life a whole lot shorter, ain't no pattern, so y'all can't explain it. And if I can get rid of, they say 3 generations. If I can cut y'all life short 3 generations, I ain't got to worry about nobody knowing nothing. She said, yup, because she damn sure noticed, period. So just know that if I cut your life short, and I tell y'all, if I put y'all under a spell, at 30, y'all bones hurt. 30, y'all got arthritis. Now they trying to push perimenopause to bitches all over the world. Could be a thing, but guess what? It could just be the fact that they fucking got spores, mushroom spores all over the place, and all of a sudden something's changing in the universe, and now they're activating. Because guess what? Biblically, we can go back to that again too. 3,000, 4,000 years ago, when you knew you were a woman, they knew when they can, you know, kind of insert themselves into your situation because you had a menstrual cycle. And then, you know, fast forward to 2026 when they started feeding you a whole bunch of chemicals and this, that, and the third, and then they started making the young girls their cycles coming on sooner, and then grown men thought that, oh, she's on her cycle, so I can, you know, insert myself into the simulation, and it's not going to be bad because they're grown women. Meanwhile, back at band camp, nigga, this is something that they did. It's not occurring naturally. It's occurring because they done put something into the simulation, and God, please get them, because I'm sick and tired of them. They keep thinking that they're allowed to do something. They keep playing a science experiment like we are nothing but a whole complete science experiment. Our whole entire world, our whole entire simulation is a science experiment. Like I said, it's 8.3 billion people on Earth, but mind you, my algorithm keeps showing me the same bum ass niggas. I don't care about no AB. I don't care about no Dean. I don't really care about no Blueface. I don't care about none of it. And as much as I can literally, and I can like them this and the third or not, but as much as I keep saying, I don't want to see this shit, I don't want to see this shit, I don't want to see no woo lady, I don't want to see no dumbass Janika, I don't want to see none of this shit. And why are y'all showing me these people? As much as I keep saying, I don't want to see it, but this was on my timeline. Last night, I didn't even really was able to get online enough to even see, but last night, it said my visibility is, you're not eligible for recommendations and restrictions and search results for the next 10 minutes because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines, reason for harassment and bullying. Okay, so the fuck what? Go ahead and go. I'm harassing and bullying, but you get online and you can see that lady calling Janika big teeth and this, that, and the third and everything else. You see what I'm saying? Like, literally, they pick and choose whatever the hell they want to do. It's a weird ass thing on this platform because I keep saying I don't want to see that, but that's what keeps coming up. But mind you, then you want to restrict me for saying anything, for talking about it, but y'all not restricting them when it's being done. And that's the part that confuses the shit out of me because that don't make no sense. I don't know what it say up there. But anyway, that's the thing. And that's what's happening. And I don't want to see it. And so if I keep saying, oh, I don't want to see it, this, that, and the third, but yet that's all you keep pushing to me, why are you doing that? As every time, whoever platform it is, I'll go on there and say, I'll say, not interested. But mind you, it'll come up again and again and again and again and again. A different person, a different this, a different that. Like, it's a weird thing, but yet here we go. They're restricting me for saying something about it, but they're not restricting them for doing it. Like, this situation, this simulation is the weird type of place to be in. Because how is that? But anyway, the behavior is the explanation. The pattern is not. The pattern is the explanation. The behavior is the explanation. The repeated outcome is the explanation. Like, you can't tell me not to acknowledge it. You can't tell me not to see it because literally in real time it's happening. I wasn't the one on there saying it. I repeated that this is what I keep saying, and then here we go. Houseway, but in real time it's being shown. So the way you feel after any. Okay, the way you feel after every interaction is information. And this is where your power comes in. You don't have to force the truth. The truth reveals itself because the truth is going to reveal itself. It happened right while we sitting here. Your job is to decide what you're going to do once you see it. Because this revelation may not be here to take anything away from you. It may be here to give you something back. Your discernment, some clarity, because remember I said we have to see and look on the other side, the bright side of a thing, or the other side of a thing. So when we see this happening, we also have to, what's the other side of that? Remember, I keep telling y'all it's the Goldilocks theory. So they keep telling us that Goldilocks was the victim. Meanwhile, Goldilocks was breaking and entering. So we have to train our minds to see everything. Mind you, it's a weird thing because once it starts, you can't stop it. So it's almost like the minute it starts in your brain, it's going to get on people's nerves because it's like I can see the side of everything. Like I was talking to a person the other day and I said I can see everybody's side. Nobody's wrong. And so although they were trying to make somebody wrong in a situation, I said nobody's wrong. This person can feel how they feel because of this. You claiming you ain't got nothing to do with it, but you clearly feel some type of way because you're having the conversation about it. Meanwhile, now all of a sudden you're dragging me into the situation because then they try to spin it around like, nah, I don't want to be a part of it, but I'm telling you what I said. I don't think that a person should be held to this because another thing is this. We get to change our mind. That's the beautiful thing about being a human being. We get to change our minds. So today we may be agreeing with something. Today we may be pop locking and dropping, and then tomorrow we figure out that that's not the right way to go about a thing. And now I want to change. Don't hold me to that. So we get to change. We get to grow. And the people who don't want to allow us to change and grow can kick rocks. That's the other thing. We can get them going. We don't have to be friendly with them. Like, you know, when people say you can be cordial, I don't gotta be cordial with you. I can be nothing. You can go on your married journey, and I can go on my married journey, and it don't take animosity. It don't take an argument. It don't take nothing. We can agree to disagree, that my journey ain't your journey and your journey ain't mine, and we ain't gotta agree to disagree on nothing else other than that. I'm gonna go this way, you gonna go this way. Thank you, bye. But people be thinking you gotta argue, you gotta clash, you gotta, you know, whatever, all these things. Like, I don't gotta beef with you. I don't even gotta talk to you. It's like the thing about the, you know, religion and the politics. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't care. I done came to the conclusion that you still gonna believe what you gonna believe. I'm still gonna know what I'm gonna know. End of story. I'm not gonna argue with nobody or speak to nobody when I know that the history is corrupted. That's a dead ass argument. Like, we arguing about something that we both already know is corrupted. So you telling me that Jesus and God and this, that, and third, like, it's a dead argument. These people did what they did, and so if I already know that these people did what they did, we arguing about something that we never going to even figure out or find out. That's a waste of my time. That's 32 seconds that I can't get back. The fact that you even addressing it or trying to insert it into my system, like, I'm not going to let you waste my time that way. I got better stuff to do. I could go to sleep. I could go drink some water. That's more important to my system than that shit. So you do what you want to do, and I'm going to do what I want to do. People be like, oh, well, you mean to tell me we can't have a conversation? No. I'm not going to allow you entryway to waste my time. I don't want to talk about that. It's thousands of years old, and it's been too corrupted. It's a waste of my time. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'll talk to God about it, you know, when I be talking to God about it. And you do the same. Please and thank you. Get the fuck out of my face. Please leave. You know? That's the version that you want to hear. Please, you know, I beg of you. Go on and get. It may be here to give you something back. Your discernment, your clarity, your boundaries, your time, your energy, your ability to choose differently. You are not authorized. I don't need to have no conversation with you because I'm not going to let you drain my energy. I got other stuff that I could do, like literally in life, that's better off. So you asking me a bunch of questions about this, that, or the third, like, it's very point blank, period, simple. These people did everything they could to corrupt the system. We all know the system is corrupt. Us arguing about it ain't gonna make it no different. So energy saved. You want me to sit on an hour for a platform to have a conversation with you and go back and forth with you over whether or not God exists? We all know God exists, all right? In order for and we have to know God exists because life had to start somewhere. Like, the line has to be drawn somewhere. The circle has to start somewhere. As soon as you put your pen down, that's the start of something. So with that being said, whether or not you believe it's this, that, I don't give a fuck. You're not going to change my mind. Why? Because, you know, God worked with me every day. I'll be over here actively saying what I be saying. Mind you, I told you, everything that I be doing, God be in it. I was literally brushing my teeth this morning talking to God. I don't know what you do or how you talk to God. I don't know if it has to be a whole ritual where you got to get everything together and, you know, you got to go get your big hat on, or if you got, like, I don't know what you do. All I know is I could be walking chewing bubble gum and I'm going to say, God, this bubble gum tastes like, you know, whatever it tastes like I be having conversations, and God be knowing what I be telling, you know, what I be saying about y'all. God be knowing about it first. When I be talking about the people and I be saying, like, you know, why this coming across my screen? Like, why this person? Like, God be hearing my voice and God be knowing, like, ma'am, You're not supposed to say that. Why, God? Why I can't say that? Because this is what they doing. Well, because you being judgmental, and you know it's not your place to be judgmental. Okay, God, let me not be just judgmental. But why they doing that? Because I be thinking that people be taking up space that could be used for better people. I really do. And so that's probably not a good thing. But you know, that's just being honest. There's better people that could be here. Mind you, we got these people. And that's why I always say to y'all, like, y'all should be thankful that it ain't me. Because if God gave me the, you know, the switch, it'd be a couple people that, like, let me turn this off. Because technically, they don't need to be here. They don't like their journey. Like, I be turning off switches. Like, you know how you go outside to the fuse box? Like, if God said, I'm going to let you do it, yo, let me turn his fuse off right now. Like, literally, a lot of people wouldn't be here if, in fact, that God gave me the key to the fuse box and I get to just shut y'all asses off. Like, as soon as y'all be doing shit like that, turn this fuse off. That nigga that came in here, fuse off. You ain't got nothing better to do because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you came over here to try to get on my nerves. Shut your fuse off because you clearly ain't a good person. That's why y'all better be glad God is God. That's how I know God exists. Because he ain't let me do it. Switch, shut down. So if something feels different right now, don't rush to label it good or bad. It's just happening the way it's happening. Majestic Grace, you see that? It's just happening the way it's happening. Alright? I'm just asking her because she's where it's happening at. Aaron, do you see that? Oh, Aaron, I see you there. Aaron might be asleep though, but do you see that? Pay attention. Something is being shown to you. And the question isn't, why is this happening to me? The question is, what am I finally able to see that I couldn't see before? Because once you see something clearly, you can't unknow it. And that changes everything. It's like when somebody point out something, you be like, now I can't unsee it. Nah, all you gotta do is, you looking right at it. Oh. Okay, yeah, I was going to say, you looking right at it because it's right there. But anyway, y'all, that's the message. Hopefully it helps. Thank you for being here. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Always go with God. If you wish to donate towards my channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. That's the best way to help my channel. But super chat, super stickers, super stars are definitely always welcome. If you wish to donate towards my GoFundMe, the link is in the description box, in the bio, in the link tree, just so y'all know. And yeah, always go with God. Have the day that y'all deserve, and so will I. And if you're not on all my platforms, please find me, locate me, because I'm on every platform that there is. And I'm cooking up something, working on something on a new platform, but I'm gonna wait till it's done because I haven't launched it yet. I'm gonna try to make sure everything is open and y'all got a plethora of things to go looking through when it finally launches. But yeah, whatever God has in your spirit today, whether it's moving into your new book, or if it's just sitting and waiting for you to figure out what book you're about to open or you're entering into, know to be intentional. Know to trust yourself. Know that not everybody else is going to understand or understand your journey, and it's not for them to. You can ask questions, you can inquire if you like, but the final decision still is all on you. Alright, so with that being said, go with God.